Dashboard up. Theoretically, we're live.
Hello, internets.
Hello and welcome back to Tales from Tuatha. We will continue from where we left off, and I will give us an intro here in just a second. Probably... Oh yeah, it was dark, huh? It was about dusk. We probably won't be looking at TTS for just a bit. Close a bunch of stuff that we don't need. Dun, dun. Okay, got only this stuff we need open. I really think I'll need character sheets, but we'll see. Okay, so last time on Tales from Tuatha, having discovered some sort of secret message sewn into the cloak of Frederick Derkaw, our heroes make do from Moontip to recover their recent ordeals. Their trusted friend and ally, the ranger, Tevin, took a moment to remember his past before the party set out. The journey to town was blessed by a showing of recognition from the creatures of the Hollowood, seemingly compelled by Mielikki to give reverence to those who purified the horrific corruption from their home. That night, in Moontip, Alik was beset once again by dreams of Takota Cecile, the elf who led their first contract in Thaura. The vision of Takota led Alik to a house in Moontip. Thia also had visions during her meditation of a gathering of stone giants around a blazing pyre, all kneeling to an unseen, booming voice. Visiting the house in Alik's vision, the party met with the Cecile family and informed them of Takota's demise. His sister, Lucretia, took the news particularly hard, and the family resolved to set out to Thaura to ensure that Takota receives proper death rites. The party then split up to do some shopping in Moontip, ordering a lead-lined copper box and admiring much local craftsmanship. In the evening, the mayor informed them that he had sent Townsguard to investigate the party's story about the events of the Hollowood, and that their story checks out. There is to be a festival the next day in their honor. First, however, the party has decided to investigate Frederick Derkaw's house to discover more about his Syndicate connections. What will they discover at the home of their would-be assassin? Find out now on Session 11, Tales from Tuatha. So, it is evening in the Pale Glow Tavern. Everyone has sort of gathered together, and if I remember correctly, you decided to go to Frederick's house now.
I think that was the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, now that we're all together and we know where it is.
Are we in the main restaurant, or are we upstairs?
You're just down in the main restaurant for now.
Okay.
In the base level of the tavern. All right. Do you want to discuss it, or are we all good and everyone's just going?
I mean, do you guys want to go upstairs and talk about our plan, or are we just going to go and play it by ear?
Just go.
Okay.
I will say
Are we worried
that,
about this place?
Maybe a little bit, but also stealth is really not my forte. Not really sure how helpful I would be in this regard. If anybody has anything.
Well, that's okay. We kind of know that the occupants will not be home. After all, we took care of that earlier, so we should just head on by.
Alright.
Okay, everyone gathers their things You all head out. I believe Percy pointed you in the direction of Frederick's house. So you arrive, and it is full nighttime. It is very dark out. Moontip, while it is a town and not a small village necessarily, has a population of a couple hundred to 1,000. The streets at night are only sort of mildly lit. There's a lantern every 20 feet or so that emits 10 to 20 feet of dim light. So it's fairly dark on the streets at night, but you manage to make your way to the house. Nonetheless, at the front of the house, Frederick's house is near the center of Moontip. It is a large wood slat building with a blue tile roof and 2 small lanterns, one on either side of the front door. The door is made of rich mahogany and is carefully carved with a scene of a pack of wolves moving into the forest away from the viewer. The paint on the image is worn and appears to not have been maintained for some time. There is one large front-facing window on the front side of the house with a deep red curtain drawn across it in the interior. The exterior windowsill of this window contains a small planter filled with dead flowering plants. They're all dried and dead. The dirt in the planter is dry and hard. The front yard is overgrown with weeds of all kinds, and the stone path to the door is barely visible beneath them.
Looks like no one's been here for a while. Or at least they certainly didn't care about the appearance of their front yard.
Yes, well, from what we know about the man, he would not seem to care much about appearances.
What's everybody doing?
I guess I'm going to go up to the front door and see if it's locked, inspect it for traps.
Okay. It has not a knob, obviously. It has like a handle with a small latch, and you pull the latch, and you can't really pull it. You jostle the door a bit, and it's clearly locked.
There any windows
There's
that we can look in?
The one window in the front, but it has a curtain drawn over it. When you try to look through it, you have to climb over the weeds to get to it. And when you look through the window, it's dark inside, it's dark outside. The curtain completely obscures the window. You can't see inside. There's no light at all coming from the inside of this house.
Before we go barging in, shall we see if there's a secondary entrance, maybe a back door?
Sure, let's look around at the possible openings and see where we can get in. So we check the window to see if it can open, check around the whole house.
Okay, so which are you doing first? You're going to check the window in the front?
Yeah.
Okay, there is no good way to grip it. When you try to slide it open, it just sticks in place. You can't get it open.
Okay. So looking around the house, are there any other openings or ways in?
Okay. So there don't even appear to be any pathways around the house at all. It's just overgrown weeds all over the place. But you make your way around the back. In the back, there are 2 similar windows, each also with curtains drawn over them. You can't see inside. There are no planter boxes outside of these, though. There's just a window, the normal windowsill. You can see this house is 2 stories as well. And
Okay.
there's a window on the second story.
No back doors.
No back door. There's only one door that you found on your whole way around the house.
Is there
Well, if no other entrance offers itself, we could always break one of these back windows, hopefully subtly enough to not attract the attention of the night guard.
Is there a chimney or anything?
There is a chimney.
Okay.
Yeah. If you stand back a bit, you can just see the peak of the chimney. It's towards the center of the house, so you have to stand back to see over the roof.
What was your familiar?
Perhaps I can open the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and feel around the inside of the windowsill for a latch.
You do feel not a latch. I mean, you feel a latch, but there's an extra locking mechanism on top of it that you feel, like a bar, sort of a standard key lock, it feels like.
Okay. Well, I'm standing back about 20 feet from the window.
Okay.
Everyone stand back behind me.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to attempt to open the window.
The house
Frederick did have
explodes into a ball of fire. No.
Not
Something we all said
funny.
that.
That'll only happen sometimes. So you open the...
When I do it.
Your mage hand... Yeah, only when Lost does it. Your mage hand, like, feels about with the lock, jostles it, is utterly unable to open it.
The window seems to be barred in a way that I'm not able to undo with this particular spell.
Okay, I'm gonna walk around back to the front of the house. And I'm going to...
Oh, was that the back window you guys are trying to open?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were all at the back.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all at the back. Well, it might be risky because it would mean it would have to go alone, but either a familiar or perhaps Lost could get through the chimney and then open the house from the inside.
Yeah, swarm of insects.
Yeah, or
That's true.
a lizard can climb, or I don't think you can be a bird, but something similar.
Before... Yeah, actually, what the hell. I will use Wild Shape to turn back into my swarm of insects and
Alright.
attempt to enter from the chimney, I guess.
Kind of like a swarm of beetles. So everyone watches Lost dissolve into this swarm of beetles. It's somewhat unsettling to those who haven't seen it before. And he, now that he's a swarm of insects, crawls up the side of the house and crawls in through the chimney. I assume everyone else is just waiting outside while this happens.
I'd like to keep an eye out for people coming by.
Okay, there is the town's guard. You see them in the distance. You see their lanterns occasionally. They don't come down here that often, it looks
Okay.
like.
Well, I'll keep an eye out to see if that changes.
Are they heading this direction?
No, not at the moment. So,
Okay, we're keeping an eye out if that changes.
okay. So Lost, you crawl down the chimney, and you find yourself, you're a swarm of insects. The world looks just a bit strange to you. But you find yourself in a large room. It's very dark. You see there may be some furniture in the room. You can't get a great read of what's going on as a swarm of insects. But you're inside.
Okay, I will Wild Shape back to my normal state.
Okay. And you have dark vision as a tiefling, right?
I do indeed.
Okay. You're in a large room with well-upholstered furniture set around the fireplace you just entered. On the mantle behind you, as you've just come out of the fireplace, is a long staff of deep red and stained wood. At the far end of the room is a table with opposing chairs on either side. On the table is a quill and a small well of ink and an unlit candle. On the walls, there are tapestries of scenes of the forest, of wolves, of trees, that sort of thing. Like ravens in the trees, all sorts of scenes of the nearby woods. The walls themselves are... You can tell the wood is very high quality, but it's starting to splinter in places, and it's quite worn. Oh, I should
I'm gonna
say,
head-
there's an open doorway as well. If you sort of make a U-turn to the left, there's an open door with no door.
Is
Can-
I guess no windows in that room. It doesn't let out.
There
back
is
to
one
where we
window.
are.
There is the window in that room.
Is it a first floor room or a second floor room or? Can
He's
you
on the
tell?
first floor.
Okay.
And is that the window that faces the front of the house or the rear of the house?
There's one that faces the front and one that faces the rear.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the window facing the rear of the house,
Okay.
where the rest of the party is.
Well, I thought
going to
everyone
open
came
the
back
curtain.
around the front. Was that not the case? Everyone's
No.
in front of the house,
We were-
right? Oh, you're behind?
I guess-
We stopped going around the front when I decided to go in
Okay,
6-1.
so is Nerida, you're out front looking for...
But Nira and I are
thought
both
we were
looking out for
all
the
out
town guard.
front. I
Okay.
got confused.
Nerida
Okay, well,
is in the front yard-ish.
I guess I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have gone by myself. If we were all in the back, I would have stayed in the back. But
Okay.
I thought everyone walked around the front, so I started keeping watch. So I guess I wasn't
Well,
keeping
you-
watch.
Let's say everyone
You
is
and I
still in the
both
back.
stated we were keeping watch. You and
Okay.
I both said, because we talked about the town guard.
I mean, Dan can call it. If he wants us to be in the front of the house, we'll be in the front of the house. I
I'm not
only
gonna tell you
did
where your
that
part
because
is.
I thought we were over there.
You guys are still in the back. If you want to move around front, that's where the street is, the back of the house. Like there's another rear of another house behind it after the yard, things like that.
well, assuming that the party is still in the back of the house, I'm going to open the curtain and attempt to open the window to let them in.
Okay. So you open the curtain.
Not just sit there and wave at us.
Everyone sees you.
Yep.
The lock looks like it takes a key. You actually can't open it without a key.
Can I attempt to use the thieves' tools that I pilfered?
Sure. Roll thieves' tools, and you do not have proficiency, so it's just a. I think you do get your dex
With
regardless.
disadvantage?
No, I don't think so. Is that how?
My dex bonus is 0, so
Is it not good?
irrelevant.
16.
16.
Proficiency just allows you to add your proficiency bonus. It does not have to do with advantage or not. Okay. It's a really tough lock. You know, you get in there, you're very careful, but you feel like you did a good job, but you just can't quite get it open.
Okay. I'm gonna look around the room I'm in to see if there's a place for a key to be in.
Okay. There's that table with the inkwell on it. There's the mantle. There's what look like couches, effectively, finely upholstered couches with wooden
Let's
frames.
search the table.
There's an inkwell and a quill. Do you want to do a thorough search of the table?
Yes.
Okay. Roll investigation. This is. You
Blah.
feel around all over the table. You sort of run your hands over the top of the table. Nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna check the mantle.
The mantle, as I said, just has the staff on top of it. Do you want to thoroughly investigate the mantle as well?
I'm gonna grab the staff.
Okay. You have a staff already, right? So you're now
Yeah.
holding 2 staves.
I'm super cool.
You're like, pop, pop.
You bust a pose, but nobody but us outside the window can barely see you. You feel really cool, but kind of silly for a second. And then...
So grabbing the staff, you get a better look at it. It's a long, very finely carved staff, clearly. Very smooth all the way down and well cured. At its head, 2 falcons emerge from the swirling helical protrusions, which themselves restrain a large, finely polished piece of amber.
Neat.
It's a cool staff.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the... So I can see the window that faces the front of the house. Is the door to the front of the house in view?
Not in this room. If you go over to the front window, You look to your left, and there's that open doorway that I mentioned, and through that doorway looks like the entryway to the house.
Okay, I will go through that open doorway.
Okay, in the entryway, again, the whole place is worn. The walls are splintering. In particular here, the floor is especially worn, as though, someone has gone in and out, or many people have gone in and out multiple times. The floorboards are stained with mud, and there's a small clothing closet just inside the front door that hangs slightly ajar. Again, the walls are adorned with tapestries of trees and scenes of the woods, amongst wall-mounted lanterns. There is, in addition to the front door, which is now sort of on your right, to your left, there is a staircase, and around the side of the staircase from you, there's another door, and then straight across from you, there is another door. So if you were to enter from the front, there'd be a door on the right, a door in front of you to the right of the staircase, a staircase going up, and to the left is the open entryway that you came through.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to open the front door.
Okay, the front door actually has a fairly normal lock from this side. You're a druid, I suppose. You haven't seen too many locks. You usually hang out in the woods. It looks a bit more intricate than a normal lock, but it is completely unlockable from this side.
Okay. I want to unlock the door,
Alright.
but I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to unlock it.
Okay. The front door is unlocked, you believe.
Okay, I am now going to walk back into the other room, to the back, to the window at the back, and I'm going to motion to the party to go around the front.
No, I go around the front. Do I see any, guards or anything around coming our direction?
Roll perception. And you do not have night vision, right?
No.
Although you would see lanterns.
I do.
22.
You have a really good lay of the land here. You don't see any guards on this whole street.
Sweet. We're good, guys.
Okay, what's everybody doing?
Sorry, I guess we're trying the door then.
Okay, so the rest of the party comes around to the front, opens the front door.
I am trying the door.
Swings open.
Okay. So we join up with Lost. Lost, what have you found so far?
I found this staff.
See Lost
Pretty
just he's got his normal staff in his left hand, and he has this intricate falcon staff with amber in it in his right hand.
Cool.
cool stuff.
Time for an upgrade?
Possibly. Maybe Thia can help identify it for me.
Did you ever get that magic from Pendleton? No. Okay.
No.
Didn't Pendleton let you copy from his spellbook though?
He said he was going to, and then he didn't.
Oh.
Lame.
What a dragon scale, what a flake.
He never said he wouldn't, in fairness. You never got time to do it yet.
Yes.
It takes quite some time
Well, maybe
to
when
copy
we-
spells.
Head back to the tavern at the end of the evening, you can remind him of such a thing.
Yep.
Anyway, so, okay. Does anybody want to retrace lost steps or try one of the other doors on the lower floor, go up to the upper floor?
Yeah, I haven't had much chance to look around yet, except for the first couple rooms.
So we're in his living room right now, basically. With a
No, you're in the
We're still in the
entryway.
Oh,
entryway.
in the entryway. Okay. I mean, do I see
Well,
anything in
so
the
can-
entryway?
Again, like I said, there is a sort of cabinet, a clothing cabinet that's slightly ajar.
Mm-hmm.
From the front door, there is one door straight ahead, just to the right of a set of stairs that leads upwards. And to the right, there is another closed door. To the left is the opening doorway leading to the living room where Lost came in.
Okay. Is there anything in the closet?
Investigate
little-
the partially open
little
closet.
cloak
Yeah,
closet.
I'm looking in the closet.
You open it, and there are a bunch of normal clothes. There's some cloaks, a couple pairs of boots, and things like that. Some of them are kind of muddy.
Okay. Can I look in some of his pockets?
Sure, you fish through the pockets. You pull up. Let's see. You pull up a bunch of lint
Yay.
and a total of 5 GP.
Nice.
And just pocket change.
There's no like Syndicate labels or anything in any of these coats.
Roll investigation.
Let's try that. I think that's
With
gonna
advantage
be...
because she knows what she's looking for.
What exactly are you looking for?
the more of the same Syndicate label from his clothing that we found before.
You don't find anything.
Crazy sewn in patches.
You're looking for like patches sewn into
Yeah.
the cloaks. No. I'll give you advantage on that because you are looking for something specific.
That's gonna be an 11.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Seems like normal cloaks and stuff to me.
I'm gonna go back to the other room where I got the staff, and I'm gonna put my wooden staff down where that staff was.
Just
So I'm
straight
only
replace
carrying
it.
one staff again. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I tell what was written on the parchment paper last?
Parchment
Like,
paper.
see the impression of the last message? You said there was writing paper on the table?
And a quill.
Did I say there was
Well,
parchment on the table?
yeah.
I don't think so.
No? Oh.
There's
Yeah.
a quill and ink and a candle, an unlit candle, I believe.
Unlit candle.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you going to set fire to the candle? Because
Yeah,
that's what we do?
I'll light the candle.
Is the candle in a nice candlestick?
It is. There's a very nice stick. There's a nice, what looks maybe silver even, candle holder underneath it. It's not just resting on the table. You snap your fingers, the candle lights up. There's a faint glow in that side of the room.
As a dwarf with stone knowledge, can I appraise it?
Silver's not stone?
Well, I mean, but it's related to mining, right?
Your skill is not, I know about everything related to mining. Your skill is like,
I know.
I know
I was
about
asking.
rocks. So, no. You want to like be a blacksmith or a metallurgist? That's different. You can
I mean,
work
I am
on
a
things.
smith. I have proficiency in smith's tools.
You have proficiency in smith's tools.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. You want to try to appraise it? Roll.
Well, not necessarily appraise, but yeah, just like, is this silver? Oh,
Is
He has
is
no
that good or
idea.
bad? Oh,
it's bad.
you think this might be tin?
This is just 10. Trust me.
It's
I'm a smith.
garbage. Then you think again, and you're like, oh wait, no, it's platinum. And then you think again, and you're like, maybe it's a rock. And then you try to
Maybe
bite
it's
it.
electrum?
You like bite it a bit, and you're like, I don't know, it's kind of hard. And then you totally lose focus.
Okay, I'm gonna search the couch, the upholstered furniture now.
Roll investigation.
12.
12. You run your hands all over the upholstered furniture. You're not used to upholstered furniture. This is fairly rare. It seems normal to you.
Okay, then I'm gonna go back to the entryway and try the door to the left.
I kind of want to cut open the upholstered furniture.
Okay. You're just going to pull out a knife and start digging into it.
just one slash over each of the curtain cushions just to see if there's anything inside them.
There sure is. There is a whole lot of what looks like chicken and goose feather inside. And it sort of sprays out as you carve into it. You sort of dig your hand.
I think this is 10 as well.
Alik is just really confused, as usual.
I'd be careful, try not to throw it toward the fire, but I just kind of throw it at all my comrades.
Throw
Is
the feathers.
Oh, sorry. Is Lost unlocking a door?
Okay, so Lost is in the entryway.
Yes.
So once again, I'm sorry I don't have a model. From the doorway, if you look straight ahead, there is a flight of stairs leading up. Next to that, there is a door on the same wall. To the right, there is another closed door, and then to the left is the open entryway into the living room.
Okay, I was going to try the door to the left of the staircase.
To the right of the staircase. Okay. The one right next to it on the same wall.
Yes.
Okay. That door swings right open. There's a small pantry inside with many dried goods from the forest. A lot of which, though, there are other goods in there that aren't dried that are heavily rotted. There are jars corked where like the cork has been dug through by rats or other small rodents, and there's just rot and flies everywhere as you open the door.
It's a little bit suspicious that it seems like he hasn't been here for longer than he's been deceased. Unless he just loved living in these foul conditions.
You can, if you want, try to determine if someone has been here recently, if you're suspicious.
Yeah, can I do that?
Sure, I would say that's survival.
17.
Some of the mud in the entryway is somewhat fresh. So you see moderately fresh boot tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You suspect that there would be more dust if someone hadn't been here for a long time. For example, on the clothing closet. But inside the pantry, there is not necessarily dust, but just grime.
Mm-hmm.
That place looks untraveled for quite some time.
Well, I guess he has been in the home. He just certainly doesn't care for cooking or cleanliness or gardening.
Okay, I will shut that door and try the other door that we haven't tried yet.
Okay. So you open that door, and there is a small, what looks like at one point it was like an indoor greenhouse or conservatory. The roof actually has windows on it to allow sunlight in. And there are numerous planters all over these shelves, although all the plants in them are dead. Some of them are sort of dug out and emptied, and there's just nothing in them.
I declare this our new home.
Just steal it from a dead man.
House. He's dead. He won't mind.
This turns into
We can-
Property Brothers D&D, and we just fix it
Or
up.
renovate it.
Love it or list it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fix it up. It's got
Can I-
great agricultural purpose.
We really
you
need to
know?
take down some of these walls and make an open, open concept?
Open concept, yeah, exactly. Shiplap, lots of shiplap.
Yeah.
God.
I like
70s.
walls. Protection.
Can I figure out? Can I try to determine what kind of plants they were growing?
Can I
in
help?
there?
Because I was also going to ask the same thing.
Roll nature with advantage, or you can each roll if you like.
Oh, I've lost. Have advantage.
Okay.
14. Blah.
They are so dried that they're just crumbled. Like you try to touch them and they just crumble in your hands into nothing. It's very hard to tell. You guess, you see some of them are flowering plants. Others look kind of like herbs, but you can't really get a read on exactly what they are.
Is there anything else in this room?
That's all.
Okay. I will leave this room and I guess head upstairs.
I'll follow too.
Was there another downstairs room, or did we go through them all?
That's everything downstairs.
Okay.
At the top of the stairs is a closed door. If you open the door, it leads to a small hallway that goes out to the left and right. Going to the left, you can just sort of look either way. Going to the left, it looks like it might be a sort of bedroom area. There's no door or anything, just the hall leads directly into it. Looking to the right, you see a fairly blank room with some chairs in it.
I'm gonna head to the right.
Is everyone going with Lost, or are we splitting
I'm
up?
going with Lost.
Okay. To the right, there's a small nook, a very small room, maybe like 9 by 9, with a couple of chairs just haphazardly placed in it. On the floor, very faintly, there is a large circular insignia, which you recognized as one of the druidic prayer circles. The chairs are just placed directly on top of it, and on the floor there are stains of blood and ale. The blood stains are very small. You have to really get down and look at them. As you're looking at the circle, you kind of notice, like, that's not part of the circle. And it's this sort of brown-orange stain that you recognize as blood. There are also ale stains there as well.
Do you think you could use this circle to communicate with your gods?
Can I identify what circle this insignia belongs to?
Yeah, you have... There's like a druid language, right?
There is, and I speak it.
And you speak it. So you immediately recognize this. This is a prayer circle to Mielikki. Druids would use this circle to commune with Mielikki, to sort of assess the nearby forests, and basically just ask, how they need to be tended and what they can do to serve Mielikki.
And you said all the chairs are on top of the symbol?
There are 2 or 3 chairs. There are 3 chairs, to say, just haphazardly placed all about the room. They seem to be sort of on top of the symbol.
It sounds like this town may have had protectors at one point, but no protectors would have let that evil corrupt the forest like it did.
Maybe.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
A lot of the hunters seem to worship, like, the woods in Mielikki, and it could just be, him praying for a good hunt or whatever until...
Well, I'm slightly concerned that Frederick may not have been the original owner of this home.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too. I'm a little concerned that it seems like there's blood here as well, but...
Well, do you think the Syndicate had a hand in what was happening in the forest, or was that simply a coincidence?
I think that maybe someone else owned the home who cared about the forest.
Can I pray to Mielikki using the prayer circle? Mielikki?
Sure. This circle is worn. You have to push the chairs out of the way. Though, that usually you need symbols of nature to actually complete this ritual. So you need, twigs of a certain tree, certain kinds of berries.
You have my bow.
Certain kinds of berries and herbs to complete this ritual. You could just sit and pray and try if you like. Without those things.
Let's see. What if I'm gonna go downstairs to the pantry and see if any of the stuff I need is in the pantry.
Okay.
While he does that, can I tell anything about this blood?
Well, and then you assume that he has...
What do you want to know about it?
If I could tell if
What
it's like
spell components
human
do you
or
use?
how long ago it was placed here.
Okay, I would say that's survival.
Okay.
So roll survival.
It's part of the game.
17.
I have survival. You can use advantage.
Can Cora help me?
Sure. Cora can assist. We're
gonna stick with that 17.
17. The bloodstains are... You sort of try to dig at them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fresh-ish.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem like they're years old.
Okay.
You imagine that, if someone were using this room and there were bloodstains from years ago, they would have eventually worn away.
Yeah. So does it seem like anybody's, been in here recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. You looking around at the floor, these ale stains smell a bit
Mm-hmm.
of ale, and there are sort of difficult to find boot prints in here. There also are signs of a bit of a struggle in here as well. Some of the walls are battered in particular places, and the chairs are scuffed in particular places.
Do I see anything on the ceiling or anything?
The ceiling looks perfectly normal.
Okay.
We're doing our crit
Are there
roll.
any bookshelves or
theory.
books?
In this room, there is nothing. Surprisingly, there's not even a shelf. It's just this on the floor. And a couple of chairs.
Does the pantry downstairs have any of the reagents I need to complete the prayer circle?
Roll investigation.
You could try the plant room too.
The plant room has no plants of any kind really in it that survived.
Lame.
It's disgusting in here.
That's not very well named.
Everything is, nearly everything is rotten. There are a few dried mushrooms that, you identify largely as, cooking components. You're not even sure they could be used in spells. A couple of dried herbs have barely survived, but they're very old, and when you pick them up, you rub them in your hands gently, and they crumble into dust.
Crap.
Well, then I'm going to go back upstairs, and I'm going to investigate the left of the
way.
bedrooms.
Okay.
I'll go in there too.
Me 3. Let's stick together.
There might be some books in there.
There might be.
There could be some books to read.
Also, there could be murderers. So,
You never know with a
Yeah,
bedroom.
can we
do you?
tell that if the footprints have been more recent than the people we just killed?
They
Which
are...
was
So...
today?
The footprints in the entryway are very recent. They definitely were from this morning. The footprints in this room seem a bit older, and certainly the ale stains are a couple of days old, even though they still smell a bit.
And we killed Frederick yesterday, not this morning.
I thought it was today. It was today.
It was today.
I thought we.
Oh
had
no, it
night
was
again.
yesterday. You're right.
Yeah.
So sorry. Yes, the footprints are from 2 days ago. They're from the morning you killed Frederick, effectively.
We know that they're
Okay.
not.
Or the night before. And yeah, these other ones are a bit older than that, clearly.
So no one's been here since then. Okay.
Going into the bedroom area, there is a messy bed. It looks somewhat unkept. The blankets are a bit stained with just kind of dirt. There's dust in quite a few places. There is a desk by the rear window with a few blank pieces of parchment on top of it and a quill and ink. And to the left of the bed, there's a small closet.
Gonna check the closet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna check the desk.
You open up the closet lost, and there is, again, some clothing. This time it's less cloaks and overcoats and boots and more around town clothing, some tunics and pants
Do
and
they? Oh, sorry.
normal shoes.
Do they look like Frederick would have owned them? Are they around his size and shape and?
Roll intelligence.
Oh. No, that's gonna be a 6.
6. Their clothes, you can't,
Darn.
you don't really remember how big Frederick was? I don't know. This could be
Wait a
anybody's.
second. These clothes are made of tin.
Alik is chewing on them.
Can I search these pockets too?
Sure. Roll investigation.
It's gonna be a 5.
No.
You're,
The dice
it's
rolls
dark.
right now.
You're tired.
Yeah.
You make a quick sweep of the clothing. Nothing.
Does he have like bedside tables or whatever?
There's not even a bedside table. Thia, the desk, like I said, has some pieces of blank parchment on it and a quill and ink. It does have several drawers as well.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look in those drawers.
Okay. A couple of them open. There are a few extra ink wells. In one of them, there's like a small knife that it's just a small knife. In one of them, there is a bundle of rope.
Just a small one? Okay.
Just a small knife.
That's it.
And one of them, the top center one, doesn't open. You pull at it a bit, and it doesn't open.
Is there a discernible locking mechanism for the drawer that won't open?
It does look like there's a lock on the front.
I will once again try to pick it with my thieves' tools.
Okay.
I'll guidance too.
Okay.
+3 to whatever.
My
I get.
a good
dex
plus.
bonus is pretty good.
Oh,
I
shit.
feel like I
Damn.
should be
Okay.
doing some of these rolls.
You feel like you're getting the hang of this, and Nerida puts her hand on your shoulder and starts chanting a bit, and feel magical intervention flow into you, and you can just focus a little more easily. And dink! The lock flicks open.
Open that drawer.
You slide out the drawer, and as you do, you hear
Oh shit.
I cast water on it to create water smell.
you start to slide open the drawer, and a gout of flame just rushes out of it, and you have to stand back for it to not catch you in the face. And just this roaring flame picks up in the drawer.
Oh, good thing I have fire resistance.
Did you actually do something,
Yeah.
Nerida?
I'm pretty sure I have what is it? Create water.
You have create water?
Yeah.
Okay, so you cast create water, it splashes into the drawer. The flames still like sputter
Okay,
over the top
I'll
of the
try it.
water a bit, and then eventually stop.
Is anything salvageable in there?
So as you pull the drawer open, water sloshes over the side of it with a bunch of ash is piled up into the water.
Yeah.
There is what looks like it was a book, a small book, and it is just obliterated. There are only like what looks like a couple pages left, and they're woefully incomplete. You see on some of the pages, you see a few symbols that look similar to the symbols you found in the note in Frederick's cloak. But there is no accompanying language
Cipher.
in common or anything like that. So these waterlogged pages, you kind of shake them out. They're just scorched black.
Tin doesn't burn like that.
They must not be made of tin.
Thanks, Alik. That'll help narrow it down, buddy.
Also, Alik says you should always check for traps before opening.
It's a good motto.
Womp womp.
Do 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 do. Or you know.
With the rainbow.
Yeah.
I thought we may have learned this lesson from the multiple poison dart trap chests that Aiden loves to throw at us,
There's
but
that.
I guess not.
There was the burn room
That's
in
okay.
Thaura that you
Yeah.
guys tripped. One day we'll disarm it.
Nobody really has.
do it together.
No
We're
one
not
really has that
experienced
ability.
adventurers.
Yeah, and Alec's way of disarming it is just to smash it with the hammer.
Yeah, that works great.
I'm not used to people. I just don't understand. Why does everybody lock all their things?
Because of little thieving have.
Tiny thief hands.
But it's only for good of trying to ensure that we would be better able to serve our purposes here. I would never take if it wasn't for a good cause, and this evil man deserves to have his things taken from him.
Well then, is there anything else in the bedroom that we have not searched?
There's a bed.
Yeah, check under the bed.
You checking the bed?
Yeah.
Roll investigation.
With
You should do it,
advantage,
Greg.
everybody wants to do it.
I said that lost.
Can we get
it.
advantage
Lost to
on
do
it?
it. Is anyone
Yeah,
proficient in
definitely.
investigation?
That was a poor
At
choice.
least it's not -1. I don't think anyone's proficient.
I think I am.
I think so.
Actually,
I can check.
Give me a minute.
I am pulling up my sheet now.
But I know, but I'm not proficient in it.
No, you're not proficient either, Alik. We don't have any detectives in this party. No detectives and no
No.
face. We're doing great on the social aspect.
Yeah, we don't have any
non-combat aspect of this
charisma,
game.
and we don't have any like.
Well,
trap
lost his
disarming.
charisma. He just refuses to use
Yeah,
it.
no one wants it.
So, yeah, you dig around the bed. It smells again of ale and farts. It smells like farts. And the sheets are a bit dirty. You search around under the bed. There's not much.
I try to drag the mattress off and then start sticking it with my little short swords.
Just goose feathers
Yes,
flying
I think
everywhere. You have butchered the mattress, and the floor is covered in feathers.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Want to grab that little knife in the one drawer that we missed?
Yeah. I mean, is it a cool knife?
It's a
It's just a
small
knife.
curved knife. You can't really identify the metal. I mean, you could try, I suppose.
Is it tin?
Alik
look
thinks
at
it might be tin or platinum or electrum or gold, but he can't tell. Yeah, it's just a little curved knife with a small, counter curved handle.
Alright, I mean, I'll take that with me and we can see if we can identify it when we get to town.
Okay.
Does the knife lend us any? Is the knife a cipher for those?
You look all over the knife, and there is no language or engravings of any kind on it.
Damn.
Is the parchment on the top of the table still okay?
It's a lot of it. So the flame sort of leapt out of the front.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the parchment was hanging over the side a bit and got scorched, and then you doused it with water.
Yeah.
So this parchment is soaking wet, but
Okay.
it's not too damaged. The bottom part of it is singed.
Is the top part dry at all?
No,
Okay, never mind.
the water has
Is there
fully soaked up
any-
to the top of it.
Are there any symbols or anything on there?
They appear blank.
I'm gonna cast light on my quarterstaff and then hold the parchment in front of the light to see if it reveals anything hidden.
Okay, so you hold out your staff, you hold up the parchment in front of it, and it glows a glorious beige color through the parchment.
What about if I
Pretty.
hold it up to the sunlight, let the sunlight
It's
shine through it?
nighttime.
There ain't no sun at 10 p.m.
Okay, then I'm gonna hold it on the between the staff, so the staff is on the opposite side of it. Where the light
That's
is.
what Thea just
Well,
did.
that's what she said.
I thought Thea just held the light up to it.
No, she
She-
backlit
yeah,
it with
backlit
the
it.
staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Were there other
Do we have
rooms-
any lemon juice?
No.
No, that's all. It's strange.
Yeah,
There's not even a
it's been-
kitchen in this
Yeah.
house.
Sorry, I'm
This place-
bad at imagining layouts. Are there other rooms upstairs still, or have we
Nope.
looked at
There
the
was
whole upstairs?
to the left. There's a bedroom. To the right, there's that small nook room with the druidic circle.
Okay.
The bedroom we're in, where I've destroyed the bed.
Yeah. So technically, to the left, there's a pile of feathers.
Yeah.
There-
And to the right, there's
there's a
another
sea
pile.
of feathers in which floats a desk and a bed frame.
Well, it looks like we might have destroyed the only thing that we could have found in here, unfortunately.
Womp womp. Well, I guess we should get the hell out of here.
Sounds good.
So you guys want to head back to...
Did you say there
Yeah,
was a
but-
downstairs, like basement
Nope.
level?
There were
Just
stairs
two
leading
okay.
up. There were no stairs leading down that you saw.
Yeah. When we get into the entryway, I just want to real quick check to see where the mud tracks
Goes to
go.
They go
my assist on a
into...
survival check.
Some go into the living room. And that's kind of... The most recent ones go in the living room. There's some older ones that go up the stairs.
Okay. Well then, I'd like to check through the window to make sure there's no guards.
Roll perception.
Or Nerida, if you want to do
Yeah,
that.
I'll help too.
Nerida
Do it.
rolls perception.
I'm also really good.
22.
You look
Oh,
to
don't
the
worry.
right. You look to the left. There are no guards on the street. Actually, you see one guard
Shake your
leaving,
booty.
heading away to the right.
Check.
Alright, I hold everyone for a second until he's gone and then... we
He's
go
far
again.
away. He's
Okay.
a good 100 feet away or so.
Yeah.
And then we exit.
Yeah, all good,
Right.
guys.
Head back to the Pale Glow.
Yep.
Percy is no longer there. He's gone home. There's a woman with sort of brown hair behind the bar.
Oh,
She says, "Welcome back.
Thank you.
Rooms are upstairs. I think you know."
hello, great woman.
Hello.
Have we met before?
No, but Percy told me about you. You're that adventuring gang, right? You went into Hollowood.
Yes.
Yeah, we're sure glad to be
Indeed.
hosting you. You're kind of heroes around here, I think, right?
Yes. Did you hear the song about us?
No, didn't.
Oh, that's too bad. You'll have to come by another night when I perform.
Ah, well. I work here at night while Percy sleeps, so...
Perhaps we'll see you again then.
Okay. Have a good
But I
night.
think for tonight
Good
we have
night.
to go to bed.
Right.
We had plans for the morrow.
Yeah, there's a festival.
Heck yes.
And everyone retires to their rooms for the night.
I want
With a
to
handshake.
keep my fancy staff with me so that I can figure out how to use it
Okay.
if it's got any magic properties while I rest.
Yep.
Connect to it.
Yeah, and on your way up the stairs, or just before you start heading up the stairs, Alik, she hands you a ham shank. She says, "Thurman saved this for you." So, okay, everyone retires to their rooms. I have to get you the information on that staff. I forget what it's even called. But I'll get it to you.
You didn't want double staff?
No.
I'm okay without double staff.
Treasure.
I mean, the staff I had really didn't do much other than serve as a druidic focus for me anyways, so...
Yeah.
Hopefully this will actually do a thing.
Yeah.
This would do just as well.
So we didn't go like completely empty-handed. And there was 5 gold. Some of that went into party gold, right?
Yeah, we can do with it whatever you want.
Oh,
That reminds me,
Is it 5?
Yeah.
We got
You might as well just give
Yeah,
one to
one
everyone.
gold.
Yeah, you can just pocket it. I'm just kidding shit. I'm sorry.
I need some party gold to pay for the rest of the lead line
yes.
copper box.
Yeah.
Oh, how much is it?
550.
550, and I paid 150 of it already.
Wait, 550 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a specialty item.
Jeez. Alright, so you paid 150?
Yeah. So I need 400 gold.
Oh my goodness. Is the party approved?
Of course. We can't have that seed just floating around.
I know.
Only if we get
We need to
voting
keep it
rights on how
protected.
it's used.
Seems in the best interest of the party to not have this evil thing
So over the
free.
course of the night, Lost, you spend some time attuning to the staff, sort of twirling it about, figuring out how it works, and you realize what it is.
Hwah! Hwah! Hee-haw!
I'm messaging
Moves
you
in your bedroom.
Steam.
It's the staff of the woodlands. I see it. That's cool.
Can you read it out?
I'm
yeah,
sure
it's
he
a
can tell
rare-
everyone in the morning when if he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or
Sorry.
he could just keep it secret and do cool stuff, and you guys would be like, what?
Since when have you been able to do that?
Okay, so I shouldn't have taken that big a bite. Everyone,
I'll take over. +1 weapons rain from this.
everyone drifts off to sleep pleasantly, except for Thia, who meditates with her dragon Trogdor.
Because I'm the coolest.
The laughter of children and the smell of freshly cooked eggs, mushrooms, herbs, and ham greet you as you wake. Looking out the window of your room, you see people of all sorts. Some families with children, some likely lovers out for a date, others gaggles of friends joking and laughing as they go, all heading down to Greenland Park, the Central Park and Fairgrounds in Moontip. In the distance, you faintly hear some gentle music. It is now morning in Moontip, and everyone is awake.
Okay.
Did any of us have
gather
weird acid
downstairs.
dreams last night?
No dreams. You can't have dreams every night.
Acid dreams.
You have
Are you
the, you have the
slipping us
normal
something?
sort of dreams where you dream of erotic halflings, or Thea, you dream about just piles and piles of books,
Just books everywhere.
just tons of books.
And near it on top of them.
Oh no.
Oh no, just naked with fans or something, holding a
boy.
books over her parts.
No, it would be like anchors and nautical theme stuff, you
There you
guys. Come on.
She
Seashell,
swings.
Little
She
Mermaid bra.
swings an anchor like a lasso and hooks you in, draws you in for a deep, sensuous kiss, and then you wake up.
Not canon.
Yeah, there were no cannons there. It's true. So, everyone wakes up. It is the morning of the festival.
Hooray!
What do we want to do?
Alright. I'm headed
What is-
downstairs to have my breakfast.
Okay, so Percy obviously is not there. There's that same brown-haired woman from last night. Oh, good morning. We have your breakfast all prepared. Thurman had to make it before he headed off. He's got a lot to do. We've been very busy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So she
Do you know
pulls
what
out.
activities?
She pulls out some
Oh, go ahead.
pouches, like cloth-bound baskets, and when you open them, there's tons of ham shank for Alik. There's like mushroom soup and all sorts of other things for everyone else.
Do you know what activities are planned for the festivities today?
I mean, I imagine we'll see several games. There's likely some sort of archery competition. All the rangers like the archery competition. The lumberjacks usually do something. They like, log toss. Sometimes they have sawing competitions, or like log carry, log throw. There's always lively music. Hopefully Bella and Saravi will be playing. They're fantastic minstrels. And yeah, there's always good food and drink and merriment. Everyone quite likes it. Wish I could go there now. I have to stay another hour or two to shut up after you guys get out.
How long have you worked here?
Since I was 6, I think. Very young.
Oh.
Yeah.
We've been here several days and haven't seen you.
Yeah, Percy's been manning it a lot of the time. I'm only here late at night to make sure nobody breaks in.
Do I
And
believe
apparently
her?
early in the morning.
And sometimes early in the morning, yes. Sorry?
Do I believe her?
Roll insight.
21.
She's an open book.
Don't worry, guys. She's fine. She's just
I love how you
here.
guys incite absolutely everybody you ever talk to.
Well,
Hey,
we
we're
literally
dealing with the
encountered.
Syndicate here.
Yeah.
No, it was,
Fair point.
Not only that, we
So-
come to this village and it's like
I've seen you
We
before.
might be too trusting
yeah,
of
I've
the
been in
furniture,
my
but
life.
we're definitely not too trusting of the people.
It's like
The
we
first-
trust every chest and drawer that we open, but we don't trust people.
Nope.
And our
Yeah.
first encounter with anyone in this village was like Billy, who was clearly not a normal person. So,
You didn't have much encounter with Billy, but yeah.
well, you know,
We're
You have
traumatized.
reason to be suspicious. Hopefully you'll be able to relax at some point.
never.
Never.
Alright, good. Fine. I'm gonna make a
relax.
bunch of NPCs
Yeah.
that lie in totally inconsequential ways.
You're full of shit. You've been working here for 10 years and you know it.
You're just gonna create a
Well, for my
pathological liar.
CV, I need more work experience. Alright, so
Hey, Nerida, when did they say that box was gonna be ready? Is that today, or do we have to? Is it another
I
day?
think it was the day after.
yeah.
Because we
Okay.
were
I
like,
thought
oh,
they said the
well,
day
we
of the
can...
festival.
I don't think they did. I think I remember
No,
being the day after the festival.
What-
These
Oh my
are
God.
The
Guys,
festival
go back
wasn't
and
even a
check.
sure thing when we made arrangements for the box.
Hadn't been organized yet.
That would be suspect if they were like day of the festival and the festival hadn't been arranged yet. Then we'd have to threaten the person at Critical Steel who's making us that box.
We'd have to insight check them.
You would have to. You wouldn't have a choice. Alright.
Yeah.
I guess we eat breakfast and
Head
then
out with our picnic
Yeah.
last day.
Yeah.
I'd like to go talk to Laura,
Okay.
the head of the guard. I'd like to figure out a little bit more about the house that Frederick Derkaw is supposedly staying in.
Okay. So you're gonna head to the guardhouse.
Yeah.
What's everyone else doing? Is everyone going with Lost, or are we splitting up?
Splitting up. I'd like to
Yeah.
find either games or the musicians.
Okay. Everyone seems to be flowing in one direction in the town. They're all headed towards the park.
Let's flow with them.
Okay. Greenland Park. Let's deal with Lost first. So you go to the guardhouse and you go inside, and there's one guy standing at the counter in normal guard's attire. He's got like banded mail on. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'd like to speak with Laura.
Laura Greensley.
Yes.
Well, she's at the festival. Everybody's there. She's got to manage things there. There's a lot of security concerns.
Fair enough. And then I leave.
Okay. Good talk. So
I don't know who I can trust. I'm not gonna talk to.
It's just
talk
a
to
web of lies. A beholder rises from the ground.
that random city guard.
You should murder him just in case.
He splits open and a beholder emerges and cackles maniacally. I've got him now. So all go. Let's load up the thing. And it's going to be sort of daytime by the time you get here. You take your time a little bit.
Whoa.
Should all pop in. So you're going to enter from this side of the park. That's where everyone seems to be streaming in.
I got a whole bunch of errors.
Oh no, really?
I also did too.
So did I.
Can I
But-
connect?
I did.
It looks
Y'all are
normal.
new.
Everything looks fine?
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't get near.
Oh, look at all these Warcraft 3 characters.
So, Yeah, so you all stream in from this side. Lost is going to be a bit late. But only a
Many
couple
are
minutes
World
late.
of Warcraft.
Are those dogs?
Yes,
Those are big dogs.
those are big dogs.
Where? Where are the big dogs?
Very near the entrance
Those
to
are
the fairgrounds.
Very big dogs.
They're pretty big.
Some direwolf shit there.
So, on your way in, there's sort of, not a path, but some clearly, worn dirt leading into the park here. It seems that it's likely that this is the typical fairgrounds of this town that usually has quite a few festivals and fairs, but lately hasn't really been up to the merriment. On your left, as you come in, you notice a somewhat familiar face from maybe a week or so ago.
Fat man.
No, it's not Billy. There's
Explode.
a man with
Tevin.
a pickaxe and a sack, and
Oh, crazy
Yeah,
prospector.
crazy miner guy.
and he looks like emaciated. He is lying against this tree here, and he can barely hold his head up. He seems to be nodding off repeatedly. A bit past him, there is a fenced-off area with somewhat large dogs in it of different colors. In front of it, there is a woman with brown hair, about normal height, like 5'6", 5'4", somewhere in there. And she seems to be sort of tending to them and dealing with anyone who comes up to ask questions about them. There are numerous children who come up and ask, oh, can we pet the dogs? And she's like, okay. She monitors them carefully as they pet the dogs. But primarily she seems to be dealing with rangers who are talking to her, people in green cloaks with bows and short swords and things like that. Past that,
All right.
there's a stock of horses that look like riding horses. There's a man sort of feeding them and, again, allowing children to pet them, but also talking with local farmers and things like that. There's just so much here to describe. I think we're just going to have to go one at a time.
Yeah, that's fine.
On the right up here, you see large...
Can I buy a riding dog? Can I ride on a dog? Okay,
can
sorry.
certainly
Continue.
talk to the kennel keeper in a moment. You see these sort of stacks of hay, and when you peer over them, you see 6 sort of wooden pins, and then there's a tiny catapult. It's tiny for a catapult, but it's actually quite large. It's about 5 feet long and 2 or 3 feet wide. And there's a shield resting near it, and there's a sort of duplicate of that on the opposite side. There's a man sort of overseeing that whole area. Over here, there is sort of an older balding man in elaborate robes, and he does have something sort of protruding from the back of the robes, enshrouding his head. Sort of, not enshrouding, but on the back behind his head, framing it. And he has a large staff, and he's yelling out to people. Behind him, there is a small hill, only a couple feet tall, and out of the hill protrudes this rope bridge. Oh, I should change my view. There we go. Out of the hill protrudes this rope bridge. Underneath the rope bridge is a pit of mud and slop. And every once in a while you see someone go and talk to the guy for a bit and hand him some coin, and they hike themselves up onto the rope bridge, and no one has gotten more than 10 or 15 steps out onto the bridge before it toppled and they fell into the mud. And everyone kind of laughs when jeers, and they do oh, good try, laughs and claps, and they walk off covered in mud.
Helm will aid me. I can do this.
All right, let's start there. To the right over here, there's just kind of a more overgrown area. There are sort of bushes and flowers and trees, and it's sort of a meadow type area. There are a bunch of kids running and playing tag. Some of them have sticks and are fake sword fighting. And there are a couple adults just overlooking it, making sure everything's okay. As you're taking this all in, Lost comes up behind you.
Oh, now I got a bunch of air.
Weird.
You got another bunch.
Oh no, I guess I got the errors earlier. They just didn't show up. And then Kate.
This area over here is got a lot of floating food for me, so I'm guessing something's missing.
Oh, okay.
Tables.
Tables.
Tables. Everything looks
Is there supposed to be something in here?
So I guess I want to
No.
talk to the kennel keeper.
Okay, then I guess mine's fine. I don't know.
Okay. Talk to the kennel keeper.
Oh, there's a bunch of just orbs over here.
Cool. You can maybe look over on mine.
Yeah, oh, it's supposed to be swords and
Oh
and a
yeah, I
wall.
see orbs too.
Over
Yeah, I
here.
think
Weapons?
those are the ones that didn't work. And yeah, there's supposed to be a bunch of weapons and then a backboard with more
There's a
weapons.
backboard. I can describe it when you get over there.
Okay, sorry. I just was excited I found it.
Fortunately, it looks okay for me. Alright, so you talk to the kennel keeper. She's
Yes.
talking to a dwarf in a long brown cloak, who's like got a bow on his back and a quiver. Well, you think I could handle him? Yeah, you know, even with your size, it may take a little extra time to get them to get used to you, but yeah, they work for all races. You can certainly use them to track and hunt, things like that. So,
How much for one?
I'll come back. She's like, oh, I didn't see you. Hi. So you're interested in
Hi.
one of my hounds?
Yes, I want to ride it. It is cute.
I've never heard of anyone riding them. They might not take too
It's
well
not
to
my
that.
size,
and
isn't it?
I don't have saddles. Certainly, we could try. I'm not against that. However you want to use it is your business. Once it's yours.
How
But-
much for one?
So, to get one and to have me help you train it, to sort of attune it to you so that you can use it as a hunting dog or whatever you want to use it for, that would be 2,000 gold.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
If you just want the dog and you don't want, it to be trained, you want to try to train it on your own, which I do not recommend, and we have to waive all liability at that point, that would be 1,700 gold.
Liability. That's still quite high. What about for the heroes of this festival?
You're the heroes of this festival, you say.
Yes, it's in our honor. We saved
well-
the city from the undead threat.
Roll persuasion.
And Lost will help. Wink, wink.
Can I
Sure,
tell
I'll
if she
assist.
even trains dogs?
I don't believe her.
I don't
These
believe
aren't actually
her.
her dogs.
You want to insight
I
check
don't
her?
actually want to do it. I think she's telling the truth.
Okay, so you don't want to insight check her.
I want to insight
13.
dogs.
13 total?
Yeah, 13 total.
Well, we're all very appreciative to you, but I've got to make a living here, and, these dogs are hard to raise, they're hard to train, it takes a lot of work. I can't let them go for cheap.
Sign check on. Are they even dogs?
You want to inspect them?
No, we're fine. Well, it was nice meeting you. It's interesting that you provide this service. Where do you go when you're not here at the fairgrounds? Selling on
I have
these fairgrounds.
a kennel on the outskirts of town. It's the Good Boy Kennel. Got a lot of
Okay,
good
I will
boys
keep you
there.
in mind.
Alright, I would like to check out this emaciated miner man.
He's just like
Can I-
breathing real slow and like nodding off every once in
Can
a
I
while.
tell what's wrong with them?
Gold. Oh, gold. I'm gonna dig. Oh. He just looks utterly emaciated, as though he hasn't eaten in days. Even though he's like nodding off, there's no saliva dripping from his mouth, and his lips are dry and cracked like the rest of his face.
I assume I have like water or something.
Yeah, you have a water pouch and
Can I offer him
rations.
some water and a piece of bread from our picnic baskets?
He's unresponsive. He's just like,
Heals.
Do I think that healing would help him?
roll
Medicine?
Medicine?
Can I offer him a piece of gold?
Let's do this first, and then we'll do that.
19.
You do not believe that magic would help him.
That's what
in
I
any
thought,
way.
but just thought I
He
should.
looks hungry and thirsty, and those are not things magical healing is meant to solve.
Can I,
As Lost holds out a piece of gold, he's still fading off, and he like looks up a bit and sees the gold, and his eyes light up, and he reaches out.
I'll put
for
my
his
hand
gold.
between them, and I'll go, we'll give you gold if you drink this water.
Okay.
My hand in the water.
He starts like guzzling it. He's
Good man, good man. I'll
me
move
the
my
gold,
hands
give me the
and let him have the gold. And I'll take a gold out of my pouch. And I'll
there's
say,
more?
You can have another one.
He
if you eat
lunges
this
at
bread."
you and tries to grab your
you gotta
pouch.
eat the bread.
He lunges at you and tries to grab
Alright, I
your pouch.
defend against him. Do I have to roll
I'm gonna
anything?
use my reaction to
Toll the dead.
Toll the dead. Bong.
Do I
Kill
get
this
to
man.
roll off, or?
What's your AC?
It is 16.
Okay.
I'm also.
He
no,
grabs your
I'm-
pouch. He's got a hold of it. Roll. I don't know. He'll roll strength.
Was I able to use my reaction to defend her?
You are surprised, so no, you do not have your reaction.
Okay.
You're like, oh, what? He wrenches the pouch off of your belt, and just look like can't believe what he's done, and he quickly opens it.
I'm gonna pin him down.
Okay, you sort of jump on him.
Yeah.
Roll to grapple. Roll strength. He's gonna do this.
16.
He's gonna do this with disadvantage. I think you pretty much annihilate him on this roll. So he's very
I
distracted.
also specified that I don't keep all my gold in the same place.
Sure,
back
it's
in
not
the
all
beginning
your
of the game.
but there's some gold in there.
Yeah.
He's like his eyes are just wide, and he looks up at you, and you just jump on him and tackle him to the ground. And he's like holding the coin purse, although some coins are spilling out of it. But you've pinned his other arm down, and he's frantically trying to get the coin purse. He's like not even looking at you at all.
Yeah. You're gonna want to give that back, sir. I'm gonna try to get
Okay.
the coin purse from him.
I gotta have it. I gotta have
Can I get it from him?
it. Roll strength.
Damn it. 5.
He did worse. So it's a struggle between like a very pathetic struggle. You're both like sliding across each other, but you're able to snatch the purse back from him, and a couple of pieces of gold, 3 pieces of gold spill out on the ground. But he's still pinned down, and you have the purse.
Alright.
I've gotta have it. He suddenly gets very tired.
Be like,
I pick up the 3 pieces of gold and hand them to Nirda.
thank you. I'll, try to give him the bread again. I told you, there's gold in it for you if you eat this bread.
Gold. He throws up a huge portion of the
Great.
water that he just drank.
He's too far gone. You care for him too much.
I'll eat it.
Can I roll medicine to see if he has fantasy rabies?
Sure.
If he has what?
Some kind of
Fantasy
disease.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 12.
I mean, I got like a 20-something on medicine before, and he just told me he was hungry.
This doesn't seem like any disease you've ever encountered, for sure. That said, there may be diseases you haven't encountered that you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But you've never heard of a fixation on getting gold before either.
Would someone be willing to go get like a guard or attendant or something? See if we can get them to take this man to get some help.
At this point, some guards walk over as they've seen you like tackle this man to the ground after you tried to grab your. Excuse me, what's happening here?
This man is very unwell. I tried to give him some water and food, and he lunged for my gold purse. He seems to be pretty out of his mind and unwell. I still hand him the bread.
Who is this man? We haven't seen this guy before.
We ran into him out on the road.
Throw the bread on his chest, and he's just like.
I'm trying to hand it to him. Like.
He holds out his hand.
I'll put 2 gold in there.
He puts them in his pouch.
I've given him some water and food, but he clearly needs medical attention and rest and a proper meal. Is there a hospital or
we'll take care of him.
Thank you.
Come on.
I'll get up.
They pick up a second.
Can I roll in?
Gold. They sort of
Can I roll
put his hands
something
behind
to-
him and bind them. Oh no. He's clearly just too weak to even fight back at this point.
I want to roll something to estimate how much gold was in his pouch.
The pouch is on the ground. He's like,
No, you said.
Wait, my pouch? I
gave
put
him
it
2
away.
gold.
his pouch that he put the gold in is just laying on the ground.
Okay, then I'll pick up his pouch and give it back.
He's
to
like
him.
trying to scrape it with his feet, like get it.
I'll
The
give
guards
it-
are just ignoring it.
I'll pick up his pouch and give it back to him.
You don't want to look into it before
No,
you
it's
give
his
it back.
pouch.
He grabs it with his teeth.
How heavy was
There's just a tiny bit of stuff in the bottom of it from the way it's swinging about. It's a large sack like before that you saw. The guards take him off unless you want to do something else before they leave.
Right a helm over him, of course.
So
Like lay some hands on him and pray real hard.
roll wisdom.
I'm rolling wisdom?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. 12 plus 3.
15.
Do I get proficiency on that? I'm proficient in wisdom.
I get proficiency.
It's not
on
a
It's not a
save.
saving throw? Okay.
It's
Right,
just
okay.
a roll.
Then 12 plus
So, as you you just give me a moment with him, and you put your hands on him, the guards just stand there like, he's just nuts. And you put your hand on him and pray to Helm. And as you open your eyes back up and look at him, you see what looks like black smoke, like wafting around inside of him. And you feel an intense desire that you can't shake to just get gold and to dig for it, to get it any
no.
way you can. And then it slowly fades.
Do I feel the urge to
Oh, my.
take the gold anywhere, or just...
Just to acquire it. You want to get it, you want to keep it, you want to have it.
Some dark magic is at work, some evil. This is no mere ill.
Well, we'll keep him locked up. Make sure it can't hurt anybody else.
Make sure he gets food and water.
You
as
know,
well,
make sure he
please.
doesn't die. He ain't taking care of himself too much. Do what we can.
Thank you.
Alright, come on. Still clutching the pouch in his teeth, like as hard as he can, trying not to let it go. His pickaxe is just like on the ground where he was. And he is carried away. Oh, I should have some music here.
Well, I think that's enough festival for me, and I'm going to walk over here. chill in this clearing with children,
with the
apparently.
kids. All right, all the kids are running around. As you approach, they kind of stop, and the parents who are looking over them sort of start moving towards them a bit, and all the children are like, they look up at you first. They're like, yeah, and then they like their face sours a bit, and they look over at their parents. And their parents look very concerned, and they go. It's like, get away from him. Just stay away. And the kids are like, okay. And they clear away from you as you walk into the clearing there.
I'm going to try to ignore all of them and lean up against this tree.
Alright, so you go lean up against the tree. The children they resume playing. They're playing tag and stuff.
I want to go over to the balance beam game.
To the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go over and see what that
Oh,
is
yeah.
too.
Theo, what are you up to?
I am just observing, seeing what I want to do, and I'm very undecided. This is a lot more people than I'm used to being around or seeing.
It is like I said before, there are families running past you with children. There are lovers, there are groups of friends, and they're all, laughing and joking. Many of them are heading over to the refreshments table over here, or to this bar, and getting drinks and food. Some of them are coming to watch the games. As you come over here, this old guy's like, what do I have here? Who will take the perilous journey? A rickety bridge over a pit of doom. On the other side, a barrel, a treasure of gold. Return with it, and it's yours. But beware, the bridge doesn't allow just anyone to pass. Who can make it across this perilous journey? It is you, sir. He points to Alik. You look like the strapping type. Are you fit to face the greatest danger you've ever known?
Helm will protect me in any danger.
Ah, yes, but your gods are of no use here, for the bridge knows no worship. The fee is 5 gold.
I will gladly pay your fee.
Yes, and the barrel has 80% of what I've collected today. If you can recover it, it is all yours.
Good luck.
So you hand the guy 5 gold. Everyone is watching.
Yep.
Are you wearing your armor, or did everyone leave their armor at home today?
I assume I'm gonna take it off before I do this.
Okay, so you
because
spend some time doffing your armor. You set your weapons aside. Presumably Nerida or Cora are holding watch over them. Alright.
You gotta the helm first.
Climb this small hill. It's surprisingly steep, and a lot of the dirt sort of crumbles away beneath you. You pray to Helm. There's no response.
You don't know that.
I do. You hoist yourself up onto this bridge, and the first thing you notice as you hoist yourself up onto the bridge is that the ropes are incredibly slack. This bridge is clearly not meant to actually support people crossing it. It also looks very long. It's like 20 feet long. And even standing on the edge of it, you put your foot out a bit, and it holds. And then when you step off your back foot, putting the pressure on your front foot, the bridge suddenly jostles, and you have to rebalance yourself. Insight check the bridge. It does happen to indeed be a bridge. It is made of wood and rope. So that's going.
Yeah, can I perception check it to make sure there's no
There's no trickery.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on top of it. You can check the ropes to make sure they're tied and stuff.
Okay.
Sure. Roll perception.
I'll do that. That's the 10.
You notice everything you noticed before. It's not sturdy, but as far as you can tell, the ropes are tied. It can definitely support you. It's just a matter of will it twist once you get to the center.
Right.
you gonna try to cross?
Thinking about that. How high is the lowest point of the bridge?
The lowest point of the bridge is only about 2 feet off the mud.
Ooh, Alik, go, Alik! You can do it!
You can't touch the
This brave soul has taken the perilous challenge of
We believe in
crossing
you.
the bridge of doom. Will he make it? And everyone is like cheering and clapping.
So the rules are that I can't touch the mud at all, or like I can't
Yes,
leave the bridge. What's
If you... Yeah. You can't touch the mud at all, basically. Like, if you fall into the mud... If you touch it with your tippy toes, maybe they'll let you. The rules are kind of unclear, right? But if you fall off the bridge, you lose.
all right? So since I'm short, I think this is gonna work. I'm going to step on grab the left side of the bridge with my hands and step on the right side of the bridge to kind
Try
of
to
force the bridge
Counterbalance yourself.
sideways, and then just shuffle sideways along it.
Okay. So when you do that, the bridge just swings wildly. Roll athletics to hold on.
Good thing I'm very proficient.
Yep.
Me too.
I was a baby.
Aw. Oh, damn.
Not only do you hold on, you manage to steady the bridge from its sway in about 2 seconds. It swings down, swings back up, and it's rock solid in your grip. And you start shimmying alongside. As you go, though, it wobbles. Roll acrobatics.
Oh, I don't like that as much. Can I get the 20 for my acrobatics?
I've lowered the DC to help you.
Ooh.
You cross this bridge in record time. Our hero has made it to the far end of the bridge, but can he recover the treasure?
Oh, you have to bring it back?
Yes.
Oh, shit. That sucks.
It's a carny game. You ain't supposed to win.
So, okay. I have to make it to the other side of the bridge, and the treasure has to make it back.
You have to make it back with the treasure. You can't, like, throw it back.
You got me.
You have to return successfully with it. So
Alright, is it small enough that I can fit it in my pack?
You're not wearing a pack. I'm assuming you took your pack off and you were just, like, in
Okay.
Took
plain
off your
clothes.
armor.
Is it just a barrel, or is it like a bunch of gold coins?
It is an open barrel full of gold coins. It not like filled to the top, but there is quite a weight of gold in there.
I guess can I stuff my pockets and
As soon as you reach in, he's like, "Oh, you must return with the barrel. You cannot take things out of it ahead of time.
How much
let's
can
have
he
to bring
eat?
the whole barrel?
You must bring the whole barrel. It's part of the challenge, you see." So you lift the barrel. You would guess it weighs 20 pounds. It's not light. You can just barely fit it under one of your arms, if you want to hold it that way, or you can like hold it on your chest.
I'm trying to think how to do this. Yeah, I'm thinking about spells. I don't really have anything to
I
help.
like that this. Please keep in mind, if you cast spells in public, everyone knows.
Yeah, but I have a
If
permanent.
they have a verbal
Fine.
component. It's true. Who knows how people will feel about you using magic to beat this challenge?
They won't feel bad when I'm walking away with my pocket full of gold.
Certainly, if someone else tried to aid him with magic, that would... You get the sense that people would not appreciate that. And
All right, I'm gonna do
disqualify
this. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did on the way in, except I'm gonna hop in the barrel and use my legs to secure it, and then, you know.
So you jump into the barrel, and your arms are out, and you, like, push your legs outward.
Yeah.
So the barrel's
Like,
small,
no,
but it's not that small, and you try to fit into it, and everyone just kind of laughs as you struggle to, like, push yourself into the barrel unsuccessfully. You manage. You think
Push
you
your
could.
legs through the bottom.
There's. You don't want to push
Your
your legs
limbs
through
to
the
the
bottom. The
outside.
bottom is holding the gold. So you
Just
could.
little holes right around his legs, so then he can walk
sure.
with the barrel
Just
around
puncture
his
the
body.
wood of the barrel.
Yes,
So
yes.
perfectly, so that no gold falls out. So what you think you could do is just put your feet in and try to hook, like push outward on the barrel that way. It seems like it might be tricky.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
And then we'll try to do the same.
What are you gonna like
maneuver we
crawl
did.
onto the bridge?
You
You like-
bring the barrel over to the edge of the bridge, kind of like you put your feet in there. I'm assuming I'm like standing on the gold. I don't know, and then just like do a little hop and land like I was before, holding on to one side of the bridge with my feet on the other.
Roll acrobatics.
Sideways.
Oh my.
Oh, this is gonna be so bad.
Why did
I've had
you?
so
That's
much
so
luck.
complex.
It's not a terrible idea.
9, straight 9.
Straight 9. So you are holding the rope. You're on the bridge when you try to get into the barrel.
I'm holding the bridge, but I'm not on the bridge.
You're holding the bridge and you're off it. Okay, so you put your feet in the barrel and you sort of like jump onto the bridge and try to flip it sideways again. And it spins all the way around so that you're literally upside down. And coins are falling out of the barrel, like sloshing out of it. And it spins back. Roll athletics to hold on to it.
This is good. I got athletic. Ooh, it's like a 20.
You snap the bridge back into place, and everyone was laughing when you were upside down, and you quickly go snap it back up to where you were. And you're sort of pushing on the far side of it with the barrel, like using the other rope to hold it a bit, and shimmying along. Everyone just stops
my.
laughing and is like, yeah! Will our heroes' ostentatious strategy cause him to be the victor this day?
Oh, hold on. Baby threw up.
Okay. So Alik is shimmying back along the bridge. There's gonna be one more athletics check. When he gets back, I'll let him roll it. What's everyone else doing while this is happening? Are we all just
I was
watching
just
him?
watching
So what-
him, yes.
What else was left?
What else was left?
The catapult area.
There's a whole lot of stuff here.
Catapult.
There's a bar here with someone you've not seen before helming it. There is a food and drink section here, and it's run by Percy. Percy is here at the head, and you recognize Thurmond in the back. There's a just sort of large dining area here. A bunch of people are sitting and eating food and drinking from large mugs, and laughing, talking to each other. There's a large seating area here in front of a stage, and there's a small area in front of it that looks like people might be able to dance or stand there. But the stage is currently empty. Over this way, there's quite a bit of stuff. If you want to go look that way.
What's up with the towers behind the bridge, too?
So behind this bridge game, there are 3 sort of crudely constructed wooden towers. Though they look sturdy, they're very tall, maybe 15 feet tall. And there's a man with a bow at the bottom of them. And every once in a while, you see a couple of people, especially the rangers have, you notice in particular, are doing this. But there are a couple of townies who feel like they're good at archery and can do this. They're given bows by the man at the bottom, and when he shouts, they scramble up the ladders with their bow and their quiver of 5 arrows, and then you just see them firing arrows off into the distance. In the distance beyond that, you see 3 boar. They look like actual boar, but they're not moving. And they're firing arrows at the boar. Sometimes they hit them.
Do I get a bonus because they're beasts?
You notice him
I'm
handing
not
bows.
using my bow.
You notice him handing
Yeah,
bows to
okay,
people.
using my bow.
Okay, so
Can I go
Alik,
over and check
Make-
talk to
I am
him? Check
Alik,
the bow?
roll acrobatics to cross the bridge like this once more. Now that you've
One last
stabilized
time.
yourself.
You can do it, Di.
You're shimmying along and everything's great. You're like, I'm so strong and Helm is protecting me. You get to the center of the bridge and your foot slips and you go to catch it. As you move your leg back down to catch it, you swing upside down and the bridge twists all the way around and then flips back.
Hang on.
Gold is just flying out of the barrel into the mud. Roll athletics to hang on.
You can do this. That dice flew up straight in the air. It didn't roll at all.
It rolled a bit.
Yeah, it's all right.
We can't say anything. We got a one game full of 20s, so
We did. It wasn't our 20s.
we can't ever. They were at least half yours. So you're swinging around and you're so disoriented. As the bridge swings back, you're actually launched off of it and land in the mud over here. And everyone, oh! And they're all clapping and laughing. Oh, so close!
My friend.
A valiant hero. You see a little boy run it, like, slopping around in the mud, picking up the gold and putting it back in the barrel. And he carries it back over to the far side. You're just, like, covered in mud. You slop straight into it. A valiant attempt. Nearly had it. What brave soul will try next? The perilous journey is not for everyone, clearly.
I want to try the archery game.
Okay. Go rinse that off.
Yeah.
So Cora comes over here.
Can't Nirda help with that? Just give you a water spray down.
Oh
Yeah.
potentially.
Water spray
all
down.
over me.
Yeah, so like I said, there are these towers here. There's this guy. He's got several bows and a couple quivers and some arrows. So there's the sharpshooter here.
Sharpshooter, yeah.
Sharpshooter. Yes. You're good with a bow, I imagine. I see you've got one on your back there.
Indeed, it goes everywhere with me.
There are a couple other people next to you. One looks like an off-duty town guard. Just kind of blonde guy. And then there's another ranger, a gnome actually, in a green cloak. Oh, we've got 3 contestants. It'll be 5 gold apiece. Most arrows in the bore in the fastest time. Well, if you get first arrow in the bore, wins, effectively. You've got a man downrange, looking, spotting. You've got to hit your bore, which is straight ahead from your tower. So left, center, right. When I say go, you climb the ladder. Are you in?
Sure.
All right. We have 5 gold.
Can I see your bows before I start?
Of course. Just ordinary short bows. Come from Broad Arc.
Okay.
He hands you the bow. It's not intricate or anything. It looks like it was created in some haste, but it's decently made. You pull the string a bit, the arc bends gently, and it's taut.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, however you want to climb, that's up to you. However you want to shoot, that's also up to you. No leaving the tower once you're up there. So everyone lines up behind their towers. You take the center tower. The ranger is on your left. The blonde guy is on your right. And
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Jump onto it and climb up it as quickly as possible.
Okay, he says go. As soon as he does, you jump onto it. Roll acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Oh.
The ranger next to you is who else is going and watching this?
It depends on how quickly I got clean.
I'm watching.
Okay. Nerida, you're over there?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay. So, Alik, you got cleaned off.
19.
Nerida's cast create water,
Sure.
gave you a little shower. Okay, so on go, the ranger to your left jumps up and misses the ladder rung. and sort of slams into it and falls onto the ground on his back and just scrambles up and then like dusts himself off a bit. Takes a moment. You leap up as far as you can. You get like 4 or 5 rungs up and just grab the ladder easily. The guy to your right just starts climbing normally. He's a little bit behind you. You all climb up the ladder. Roll athletics to climb the ladder.
Oh no.
You're not used to climbing ladders or even trees. You usually stick to the ground, and this is kind of awkward. You get tired very quickly. You know, the last few days have been a pretty big ordeal for you.
Even with 5? Okay. So now we're about tied?
5 is like the worst roll you can possibly get.
It literally is for a halfling, yeah.
The ranger also seems to be struggling to climb and is way behind even you. The blonde guy, however, is just chugging right up to the top. And you and he arrive at the top at the same time. The ranger is far behind. So you hop onto the platform. The boar is about 90 feet away. It's pretty far.
Okay. I feel no issues with this. I'm going to take a shot.
All right. What's that to
Plus
hit?
8.
Plus
8, yeah, 15.
So 15.
Oh, actually,
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's plus
disadvantage. Because wait, is that outside short range?
I think short bow range is like
60.
30 in one.
It's not 30. There's no way. 30 is like throw-in range.
Might be.
It's
Bows get
83
pretty far.
20, so it is outside of shooting range. So you have to roll with disadvantage.
Oh, 80, wow.
Oh no.
Oh, you're lucky
But my
though.
halfling luck, yeah,
It's
let's
true. You can
reroll
reroll
that.
the 1.
Which still, as long as it's better than a 7.
Yeah.
So 15.
Okay. 15.
And it's an unmoving boar
Yeah.
statue. I think that should do it.
15 does hit it. Your arrow strikes it. The blonde guy, you're right. He aims, looses his arrow, and it flies just over the boar, barely missing. By the time the ranger at your left gets to the top, your arrow has already hit the boar. But they all take shots. The ranger... Ooh. The ranger just utterly misses. Like, he's not used to this bow, and he draws it, and just misfires, and the arrow flies straight into the ground in front of him. He's not doing well. Blonde guy's second shot. Pretty bad. He fires again. It's way wide. The ranger fires again. That's gonna hit. So the ranger finally hits the target on the third try, or on the second try. And the blonde guy also hits it around the same time. But you've clearly won. Everyone cheers. Everyone who's watching. There's only a couple people over here.
Good job, Cora.
The ranger, the gnomish ranger next to you just looks utterly embarrassed. And everyone climbs
Just a little
down from the
dance.
tower.
What? What?
The man at the bottom turns to you. Well done. There'll be a competition later. You should enter. Sponsored by Broadarm.
Yeah.
He hands you a pouch with 13 gold.
Well, thank you. I will, if we're still about, I will definitely sign up.
Yes. Hope to see you there. It was a good show.
Okay. Shall we go over and say hi to Percy, or do you want to inspect the last little corner? Or does anybody want to try at the catapult game?
Or the bridge game.
Over here also, under this tree, there is...
There are also merchants.
a human man with heavily tanned skin. He looks quite old, and his skin is also wrinkled, and he has numerous sunspots. He has a long white beard and hair, and he wears a white cloak with a unicorn symbol on the front, and he carries a staff covered with greenery. There's a small pot in front of him, and he's Say, come back to Mielikki. She protects us all. Protects the forest. We must worship her. People are largely ignoring him, walking past. Occasionally someone will like throw a couple coins in the pot. He shakes their hand.
What's up with this guy with the door?
The guy, over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta do.
Okay. Over here, as you approach, there is a crowd of mostly children, but also some parents. Just completely fascinated. And you. I'm assuming Thia's with you as well?
Yep.
As you approach, you see two figures. One has this very ostentatious, like, admiral's hat, right? Like Napoleon hat. And his face is covered in a mask that's purple, and it's kind of like a frowning face. And he has what looks like soldier garb from some nation you've never seen, right? But it has like pauldrons and nice embroidery. And he is standing outside of this cage, and inside the cage, you're not even sure how he fits in there. There's this enormous man. He's just crammed into it, can barely fit at all. And he's almost as he looks here, right? He's got a little blue cap. He has a mask over, or actually his blue painted face, with a large nose and all these blue embroidery on. He's in the cage, and he's like frowning, like a mime would, make a horrible frown. And this admiral guy is like marching back and forth in front of him, and all these children and everyone is watching. Do you want to just continue watching?
Yeah.
So wait, this he's in the cage?
He's in the cage, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, he's scary. I might want to fill him full of arrows.
You can actually draw your bow.
No.
Okay.
Can we just ask what is this? What's going on?
To one of the mothers nearby.
It's some kind of show. It's very strange. I've never seen anything like it. And as you continue watching, the blue guy, he looks around a bit, and then he starts to smile, and he moves his hand down to the lock of the cage, and starts just like touching it. His finger is just moving frantically, like you can barely even see what he's doing. And it goes click, and he gently swings it open. The admiral guy is just walking around in front of it, looking very puffed up. And he smiles and opens the cage and pops out, and the admiral goes, "Ah!" and his hat nearly falls off. He has to like grab it to hold it. He goes, "Ah!" and like runs behind. They start running circles and circles and circles around this crate. The admiral chasing the large blue guy. And then eventually the blue guy like stops and like dodges back behind the cage, and the admiral keeps running around the crate over and over and over again, as if he were still chasing him. And he eventually stops and like looks around, and all the kids kind of laugh at him, and he looks angrily at them. And then he looks around a bunch, and he looks over to the cage, and the blue guy is peeking out from behind the cage, and it has like a big smile on. And the admiral chases it, like runs behind the cage, and the blue guy runs out. And he runs out, he runs over here, and he opens the door inwards. You can't even see, this door like has no hinges as far as you can tell. He opens the door, it swings open, and he moves through it and then closes it. And the admiral runs up and opens it, and there's nothing on the other side.
Sorcery.
Insight check.
Yeah, it's insight check to see if it was
Two.
magic
Really
or
just-
man-made mean.
That's not what insight does.
Yeah.
You could roll
Perception.
perception.
I want to perceive what happened there.
No
Yeah,
percent.
do I see the trick?
roll perception.
I
Oh,
don't.
we already had two people rolling perception. Okay, everyone can roll on their own.
17.
17.
6.
Let's see. So, you're not sure what happened.
Oh, they're tricky.
That blue guy is gone.
He's totally gone.
And the admiral, like,
Demons
opens the
confirmed.
door, he goes in, and he just comes around the other side of the door, and he looks around at the crowd, and everyone's just stunned. One girl, where did he go? And the admiral looks at her. And he goes in
guess we're gonna
and
keep
plays with the
watching.
door. He's like, turns it all the way around. It turns in place as if there were hinges, if there's like a peg into the ground holding it in place where the hinges would be. He spins all the way around it and there's nothing there. And everyone's like, and then
Is it on a stage?
they're just on a carpet.
Okay.
And then after he does that, he looks back over into the cage, and the blue guy's in the cage, looking sad.
Aw.
And the admiral's just like, looks at the audience. He looks back at the blue guy, and the blue guy just waves gently. And everyone kind of laughs.
I excitedly volunteer myself and walk up onto stage.
The admiral grabs you by the shoulder and like makes a big huff, you know, puts on a big show of like pushing you off the stage, and
Oh.
I'm gonna start
Off the-
looking at
okay.
what's across the walkway. Like,
Okay.
look at these chairs in the sky.
over here there's a small table, and there's a man standing behind it. He's talking to a little girl and her mother, and she's like, "I want butterflies." All right, what kind of butterfly? I want blue and purple.
Good choice.
So thank you. So, you notice on the table there are a series of what looks like paints and some brushes. And she sits down and he sits down. She goes, just like squinting her face really hard, and he starts painting butterflies on her face.
Face painting. Nearda, you would look good with some sort of creature painted on your face.
Thank you. Maybe I'll get one. I'll stand in line behind the child.
They're only a silver. You can have anything you want. And he's painting on the little girl's face. She's like squirming when he brushes the paint on her. Her mom is like holding her shoulder. It's okay. Just hold still, sweetie.
And perhaps you, Thea, would feel more at home with some sort of mask to which to hide behind.
Thea?
Hold on. She lost her headset in
Oh,
a
okay.
struggle with a cat.
Oh no,
That sounds all too familiar.
I have a cat on my lap right now.
Yeah. Oh man, it's an
Yeah.
awkward position.
Mine used to be cats, now it's baby.
And because I'm being
Don't give them
antisocial,
any ideas.
because I was being antisocial at this festival, I was barely paying attention. So you're gonna have to ask. You're gonna have to specify to Kate what you want.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I was saying, perhaps it would be better for you to face people if you got your face painted. Have some sort of thing to hide behind.
Do you want to get your face painted? No, she doesn't want to get her face painted.
So he finishes up with the little girl. There's some really intricate butterflies, and they even sparkle a bit in the light.
Very good.
Do I look pretty, Mommy? Yes, dear, you're beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I'm beautiful. I've got butterflies. She walks off, like runs off in front of her mom.
I'll sit in the chair.
So, what do you want?
Mermaid fairy, please.
So a fairy on one side and a mermaid on the
No,
other?
a mermaid fairy.
A combination
Yes.
of a mermaid and a fairy. Thinks for a moment.
Don't
All right.
think about it too hard.
I won't. He holds his hand out.
I give him the silver.
Give him
however
a silver.
many. Was it one?
One silver.
Okay, yeah, he gets one silver.
He starts painting. What he paints is a blue mermaid with long, like bluish green hair and a gold headband, and she has like butterfly wings
Very
behind her, on her, and a fishtail, sort of bluish fishtail that shimmers in the light. The wings shimmer as well. He paints one on your cheek. Just one. You want anything on the other cheek?
I mean, a moon?
Oh, easy enough. You want full crescent, waxing, waning?
Crescent.
Okay. He paints a nice crescent moon, gives it even a bit of detail. You swear you could see craters in it, and puts like a dark sky behind it with some stars.
Oh, that's just your bad face.
What?
Sailor's face. It's all cracked up with acting.
No, I'm very
face.
pretty and smooth.
She
All that
moisturizes a lot.
I got enough melanin to protect me. Can I see it?
See,
My face paint?
No.
Does he have a mirror or anything in
there's
here?
No.
That's
he does.
not how faces work.
I thought he had a mirror.
He does hold a mirror up when
Alright,
you're done.
thank you.
When
Wow,
he's
very
done.
nice work. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
I'll give him an extra silver as a tip,
Oh, thank you, kind.
and then I'll relinquish the chair.
What, Alik and I have been tipping gold. You're a bad tipper.
It's
You
just,
haven't been tipping gold, have you? Not at the fair.
I tipped
I
that
gave
one
Percy
lady's
gold.
bar we destroyed gold.
Yeah.
I've given Percy gold before.
Next to that is a tent, and there are numerous bows and arrows, and you see the Fabinia sisters, Mituna and Tiluna, there. They're chatting with customers, they're bubbly, they're bouncing back and forth. They still have green and blue hair.
I wave at them and try to get their attention.
Oh, it's Cora! Cora, come over here!
I will be enthralled by the sisters.
Okay. They're dealing with customers like, this is Cora. We didn't catch your last name. What is it?
Hill Topple.
Hilltopple. That's because you're a hobbit, right? Yeah, that's a really cool name for a hobbit. You topple hills? Well, she topples giants, Mituna. And they giggle a bit. They're like, Cora is our star customer. She says our products are simply the best. They're talking to the other patron there.
It's not a hobbit. It's a halfling.
Halfling.
Okay.
Halflings are also
Okay.
known as hobbits sometimes.
Okay.
They just keep talking to the customer. See you later, Cora!
Fantasy racist. Bye, girls. Nice seeing you. Okay. Be sure to check me out in the archery contest.
Oh, you're gonna be in the competition? Oh yeah, we're putting on that competition. You're gonna be great.
Thank you.
There's a big
What's
purse
gonna
at
be
the end of
prize?
it. Oh, it's just a
Terrific.
big purse
I'm
of gold
excited.
and potential sponsorship from us.
What's involved in a sponsorship?
We provide you with equipment that you need for all of your hunting, or in your case, giant slaying needs. Yeah, it'll be great to know that our bows are ridding the world of the scourge of giants and trolls.
You will have to work on developing special equipment for me if I win.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we'll take a lot of inspiration from you, Cora.
All right, I'll see you at the games.
Okay, bye! They both wave in, like, mirror to each other, and they turn to each other and giggle. Next to that, there's what looks like a farmer, and he's got, like, baskets of some apples, some standard stuff like apples and corn and figs and peaches and stuff. And he also has a bunch of what look like fresh mushrooms and herbs as well from the forest.
So before we go over there, I turn to my companions and say, I know that we've deemed them innocent enough, but they still creep me out.
Hey, you might get free stuff out of it, though.
agree,
Indeed, that's
they're
why it
creepy.
pays to be polite to everyone you meet, but
Thea doesn't like him either.
sometimes you just can't shake that feeling, especially with that windness.
As you look back over here, the admiral is sort of standing back with his arms crossed, and he looks at the audience like with a scowl, look of like confusion. He looks back, and the blue guy is there at the door, and he opens it and like reaches in behind it and pulls out a bouquet of flowers, and he like shakes it around, and then birds come out, and the flowers are gone, and the admiral's like, and all like everyone's like, oh.
Pretty good.
The birds fly away.
Can I check
Yeah,
out
but
this
how long can he
like?
hold his breath underwater?
It's a good
There's only
question.
one way to
Do
find
another
out.
Perception check on it while watching him do this trick. Figure out how this trick is done.
They sort of do it while you're passing, and you don't notice anything strange. If you want to go and scrutinize it again, you can. They'll be doing more tricks.
I want to check out this like armor stand.
This,
Sure, I will sit and scrutinize it and get a bonus to my roll.
you don't get a bonus. You just get to actually roll.
Just watch it for a while. Can I watch it for a while and get a bonus?
Doesn't help you.
Oh.
This stand you recognize. Wait, were you there? Yeah, you were there. You recognize immediately. There's a banner over the top that says Critical Iron, and you see Carla and Joshua here. And Carla is like working with a customer, and she's talking about fitting a piece of armor. She's talking about like the inlays and how they're, we place silver in the inlays to make them gleam in the sunlight and stuff like that. And she sort of notices you and just waves a bit.
Oh,
and is
wave.
talking to other customers. She's like starts fitting them with the armor and stuff.
Since we're at a carnival, what can I do to win myself a nice suit of plate?
You're gonna say that to Carla?
Yes,
Okay.
with all of my charm.
Well, we're not running any games today. You can't win a suit of plate mail. That's quite a sense of humor you have.
Well, we know jokes up in the.
But I have plenty of suits to show off if you have the coin.
How much are they again? They're like 7.
They're like 2,000.
Plate mail's
Were they really?
plate mail's like
Yeah.
2,500 here.
Oh God! How much was Splint?
Split is much cheaper. Let me get my thing. Let's see. Splint would run you closer to 250
Oh, just 250? I thought she said it was 600.
for Splint.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
250 matches other numbers I've seen, meta-wise.
Mhm. And that gives you one more AC.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to buy some Splint Mail. That'd be
I
okay.
think I would too.
Okay.
They're gonna give us a bulk discount for our
Do they get
discount
unique
heroes?
designs?
Roll persuasion.
Moontip?
They
Oh,
do
this
have unique designs
Yeah,
on
I
them,
do.
even though splint mail is basically made of like a bunch of plates. It's
Eight.
sort of lamellar, although the plates don't overlap, held together by chain. Yeah, she's like, oh no, sorry. There's plenty of buyers in this town. We don't need
But
to
both
reduce our
Alik
prices.
and Nirda want it. Can Nirda do a roll or give advantage on it?
Do you have persuasion?
I do not.
Trained? Then no.
Unfortunately.
Never
Just
mind.
think.
Never mind.
The heroes of Moontip wearing your armor. What will that do for business?
Roll again. It's effectively giving you advantage.
A little better.
12. Armor's pretty distinctive. Tell you what, you buy 2 splints, I'll give them to you for 470.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, done.
So, like I was saying, splint mail is effectively a bunch of small plates bound together by chain. It's not one solid piece of chain. And she's managed to create designs on them. It seems incredibly difficult since it's not a single piece. She had to basically do each one and then place them properly so that they create the design all together.
Is there an oceany looking one?
There... Let's
There can be
see.
anyone you want.
That's not really true. They're far from the ocean,
Oh.
and they don't typically see the ocean, but you're in luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is one of... It's a profile view of a wave curling and crashing.
Sold.
Okay.
Also, do they
So
anything help me?
There's
Like a
nothing.
gauntlet
There's nothing really
shield, maybe?
representative of helm.
Helmy. Is that like asking if there's anything Jewy there? I just want a helmy kind of armor.
But if you're a Jew, that's
Exactly.
okay, right? If you're a helmsman.
If you're a Helmite.
Also, a treasurer man. I don't think we divided up the money that the mayor gave us yet.
Yes, he gave you 1,200.
Yeah.
300 of which
Oh,
is
I
for
had
Tevin.
no idea.
So 900 gold amongst the party.
Oh, 900.
And then we have some is for Tevin.
Yeah, 300 for Tevin, 900 for the party.
So everyone gets another 135.
Okay.
And how much was the armor once we split our discount or whatever?
Once you split it, it's 235.
And sorry, we just got how much? 130?
135,
Okay.
yeah.
So I just
So you're down 100, basically.
Yeah.
Each of you. So she fits both of you. It's a little harder to fit you, Alik. Her armor is mostly for like elves. Although she's had dwarves in before. But there are a couple pieces that fit you. There's one with an anvil embossed on the front. There's one with what looks like two helms butting heads. And there's one with like two crossed axes on the front.
Is she at
I'll
all
take the
interested
anvil.
in purchasing my chainmail armor?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Well, suppose we could melt this down. I mean, the chain. If you turn it in, I suppose we could effectively give you a discount on the splint for each of you, right? You each have chainmail.
Yeah.
We'll take another 20 gold off total,
Nice.
so you each get 10 gold back as you turn in your chainmail.
Plus one more.
Who has the poor whining puppy?
That's us. Want some food? We'll take a break in a minute and we can feed him.
Okay.
We could take a break right now, actually. As the festivities continue, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're back. So, let's get the music going. I have some music that Alik will appreciate.
It's got didgeridoos?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can we check out the
And
song
we're
across
back.
the way?
Oh, shit. So,
Well, what about the weapon stall? Is there anything like masterwork in? Does masterwork exist anymore?
Yeah, I'll look at the weapon stall too. I
yeah,
guess.
so a couple of things as we get back here. I did screw up the audio just a bit because I had my Twitch volume on. Anyway.
What'd you say?
I had my Twitch volume on, so it like popped
Oh.
up on
So
screen.
it wasn't I didn't proof. Oh.
Not quite. We're still working out a few kinks. Cross from Critical Iron here. There is. I think you guys went into his place. Maybe you didn't. There's a sign that says Asper's Tools. I don't know if you guys went to Asper's
No
Tools.
one was
Nope.
like into
Nope.
the tool store.
And he's there. So there are tools all over the wall, like pliers, lots of skinning knives, and like twine and stakes and stuff for field dressing, and a bunch of knives. And he's actually like got a small target set up, and he's showing people how to throw knives into the target. He's like crazy good at it. He just flicks his wrist and it flies straight on the target. He like flicks it underhand and overhand. He can like just launch it from his hip.
Nice shot.
Hey, thanks. Like, check this out. He's looking right at you, and he like flicks it over his shoulder, and it sticks into the target. It's not dead center or anything, but it's like towards the top. You want to learn how to do this?
Sure, why not?
All right, come on, right over here.
All right.
He's got a bunch of small knives that are sharp, mostly at the tip. They don't really have blades along the sides. And they're very carefully weighted. You hold it in your hand and you like feel the balance of it. It says, okay, so what you gotta do is just watch me here for a bit. It's all about the motion of the arm and the wrist here, and the release, and the timing of the release. And he's like, as he's doing this, he's throwing a few knives. They're just sticking into the wooden target. So give it a go. And he hands you a knife.
All right.
He stands back a bit.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Roll dex.
Oh no. That's gonna be a 15.
15. So on your first try, you kind of just go for it. You do just like he says, and the knife, it feels like it flops out of your hand. It feels really weird, and it flies over, it like rotates a bit and sticks into the target.
Oh.
But hey, good job.
Thank you.
Very few people get on the first try. It's very tricky. You want another one?
That's okay. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
All right.
I'm used to something a little larger.
Interested in
and I'll
any,
spin my glaive in my hand.
Oh my! What is that? That's not like anything I have.
This is my glaive.
You hunt with that?
Not exactly hunting.
Don't know what you mean. What's it for? Are you a soldier?
Mercenary, more like.
Oh, there's a lot of mercenary work in these parts.
I've gotten a fair amount.
Okay.
We're the ones who took care of the problem out in the Hollowood.
Oh, that's you!
Yep.
Oh, well, the glaive makes sense then.
Came in pretty handy out there.
I bet. You know, I've got things to polish, maintain that blade, and retool it a bit if, you know, the weighting goes off. If you need any of that.
Sure. Let's see.
Alright. He shows you over to, like, some, you know, polishing cloths and some oils. He explains how to, like, he polishes the blade for you right in front of you, and it's, like, mirror sheen. There was a bit of, like, blood stain on it that he was ignoring. And he, like, cleans it off with some solvent, and then polishes the blade up, and it's, you can see your face in it. And he's like, can I hold it for a moment? I want to get a sense of the balance.
Sure, just be careful.
Never worked with a glaive,
that's
let alone
all.
a double-bladed glaive. He grabs his. I can't really tell, but maybe you can. And, you know, I have things. He shows you like some hammers and chisels that you can use to like rebalance it, and like small metal clasps that you can place around it as well to try to rebalance it. So, you interested in the full kit, maybe?
How much would that be?
It's 3 gold for the full kit.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'll give it.
Gives you a kit.
4 gold.
Oh, well, thank you. That's more than its price. Very kind.
You're welcome. Thanks for polishing it for me.
Yeah, of course. Look at that baby. Like the sun like glints off it and hits him right in the face. Oh, it's pretty good. And he moves on to deal with other customers.
I'll go look at the weapon stand.
This, I didn't have any orc figurines, but this, there's no sign over it at all. Like not even some cloth. But you, who went to the weapon store? You
I
did,
was
right?
there, yeah.
Yeah, we went to 2 different ones.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you recognize Merrick, and his son is standing right next to him. This half-orc. He's got his arms crossed. There are a couple people, like, going and picking up swords, and he just lets them. He's, like, got his leather gloves, like, in the crook of his shoulder. And he occasionally goes over and talks to them, but he's not super sociable.
Is there anything that I didn't see at the store that seems cool?
Yeah, so against the back wall here, there is a gigantic axe, a double-headed broadaxe.
Oh, wow.
It's huge. It's like almost your height. When you look at it, your eyes are like just at the end of the pole. There's a smaller sword next to it, and then a sword just as long as that axe is.
Wow.
Next to that. Next to that, there are these 2 shields. There's just one metal like kite shield, and then a sort of wooden round shield with some very nice ironwork around the sides. There's this big curved blade. Here it looks kind of like rusted, but in real life, in the game, it does not look rusted. It's very new. It's this large curved sword. And then next to that is an iron-shod staff. It doesn't actually look all that special. It's just kind of an iron staff. On the tables here in front, sort of like you see, there are a bunch of long swords, short swords, daggers, rapiers, a couple falchions, and a large strange-looking bald mace. It's like a ball. But there are spikes jutting out of it, and the globe of it is larger than you're used to. Hey. Hey.
Hi, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Looks like you guys have been busy.
Oh, yeah. Fairs are usually pretty good to us. Isn't that right? Really turns to Cynthia. Yeah.
Is anyone else with me, or is it just me over here?
I'm there.
Okay.
Standing on the merchandise.
That's how I do.
Yeah, we stopped by the store the other day. Looks like some nice pieces.
Yeah, real proud of all of these. Got some real pieces of art back there. He points over to the double-headed axe.
Yeah, that's a huge axe.
Yeah, I barely hold it myself. Could really chop a dragon in half with that thing. He looks over at Trogdor. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Not that one.
I glare at him.
I'm sorry, miss. I need a, big dragon. The fire-breathing type. Cleave that baby right in half. He grins. So.
Do you have any high-quality shields? Shields that might translate to a +1 bonus to shield?
I usually focus on weapons. I don't have too much of that kind of stuff. I got this Mielikki shield, this large round shield here. None of it would give you a +1.
Yeah.
Fine quality.
What about
though.
hammers? Anything that can top this dwarven...
Well, got the Crusher here. He comes over to this bald mace. This thing is pretty heavy.
I've heard of that. It's called the Sunrise? Sunrise? Sun?
The sun.
Early sun?
I don't know what you're talking about. I call it the Crusher. This thing, you can call it whatever you want if you buy it. It's definitely bigger than what you got. You hold your hammer up to it, and the globe of this mace is 3 times the size of your hammerhead.
That's really big.
You wanna swing it around a bit, just be careful.
Yeah, I'd love to. Can I go hit those dummies over there with it?
Sure. So over here there are some civilians that have been there's someone here helping them, fit armor and swords and stuff, and they're clumsily hacking at these while a couple of trainers give them tips. But there's a dummy available, and you take the Crusher. It's like, hey, don't go too far. He sees you going towards the dummy. He's just like, we'll keep an eye on you. Go ahead.
I asked him if I could hit the dummy.
Yeah, okay. So go ahead and swing it. Roll a hit.
Do I feel like I have proficiency with?
Yeah, you're proficient
Nice
with it.
swing.
It's a mace, effectively.
Oh, okay. I thought it'd be a morning star.
Or a Morningstar. Yeah, sure. It could be a Morningstar.
Well, because a morning star is a martial weapon, and I wouldn't think I would be.
You're proficient with it. Thing is, it's heavy, so you actually do get -1 to hit with it. So what's your total roll?
It was a 4. 4 plus.
Well, you get proficiency
4 plus 4.
and strength. Okay. So 8, so -1. You're really not used to it, and you swing and just kind of clip the dummy's arm. And the guys next to you look at you and they're like, "Be careful! don't hit me with that." Merrick yells over to you. He's like, "Pretty heavy, huh?"
Not too heavy for me.
Swing
Try
again.
again.
This time you feel like you've gotten the hang of the weight of it and its balance. It's very heavily balanced towards the globe at the end. But you're used to it now, and you swing down over your shoulder, you bring it up over your head, and smash the dummy right in the head. It splinters into 1,000 shards and just sprays splinters of wood behind it. You crush all the way down into its chest. And you feel as if this weapon would give you +2 damage on each hit.
What's its base damage?
It's a mace, so I think that's D8, just like your hammer.
Maces are D8? My hammer's D6.
I thought hammers were D8.
Oh, my hammer is D8.
Yeah, I had a hammer on my last campaign.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it will give
Okay.
you a +2 bonus for damage.
As bludgeoning, I assume?
Yeah, bludgeoning.
Okay, yeah, then... Oh, man, I like this. How much...
Yeah, I thought you might.
This crushionade.
I don't think we'll be using that dummy anymore. It's just like swaying, like barely hanging onto its post. Everyone's looking at you like, oh my god. Yeah, it'll be 250 for that.
Oh, that's awful steep.
There ain't many of these, huh?
And there aren't, but imagine the heroes
I'm just
of
gonna milk this hero
Hollowood.
thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll
The
persuasion.
saviors of Moontip wielding your crusher, known far and wide that I don't know what their names are.
Oh!
Well, that's we could be famous, boy. I mean, these guys could go anywhere.
Imagine it. Women,
Yeah,
power, whatever you.
women.
Ladies love the crushing.
Ladies love the crusher.
They do.
They love to be crushed. So, yeah, okay, you know what? 200.
Damn, that's quite a discount.
That's 20%. It's more than I'll give anyone else here.
All right, I'll take your crushinator.
And I'll give you 5 back for that hammer. If you won't be needing it anymore.
I think I might want to keep the hammer just in case.
All right, it's up to
In
you.
case I want a more precise weapon, you know.
Yeah, makes sense. Probably get tired swinging that thing all day.
Yeah.
So you have the crusher. You pay 200 gold to Merrick. You won't be disappointed with that. You can already tell. And again, can I feed your dragon?
What do you plan to feed him?
I've got a bit of meat here. I think it's chicken. I don't discriminate.
I think he'd appreciate that.
Alright. He bends down on his knee and holds up like a drumstick to Trogdor. Trogdor's like... He nearly bites the guy's hand. Ah, feisty beast. Where'd you find this?
Well, he found me, quite honestly.
Huh. You don't say. Interesting one. Not sure I'd like to live with a dragon, though. But, good on you.
He makes a lovely roommate.
I hope so. Anyway. Oh, you got more?
Could you assist me in identifying something that I did find?
I don't think you can do that.
Is it a weapon?
It is. It's a
me
small
see.
knife that I found.
Okay,
I
let me see
pull out
that.
the knife that we got from the house.
He looks at it for a moment, twirls it around, like holds it upside down, twirls it back and holds it right side up. Looks over at his kid. Kid's like... He's like, this, I mean, it could be a normal knife, but the shape of it, this is, commonly used by torturers.
I see.
Makes a nice,
For what
precise
purpose?
cut. Doesn't let too much blood flow, but you get a lot of pain. I should know. And he glances over at some scars on his shoulder. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your knowledge.
Where'd you get it? If you don't mind me asking.
A dead man.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, enjoy the fair.
Thank you. Good luck selling your wares.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna look
Now
at
this blade over here.
cart lady.
Okay,
What's she up to?
So, before that you guys move on to your next stall, I've gotten bored in the clearing. I'm going to go to the bar and get a drink.
Okay. So, let's deal with that first, then we'll go to the cart. This guy you haven't seen before. Yeah, he's quite large. He's about 6'4", male human with slick brown hair and a just gargantuan build. And he's very calmly, like, dealing with customers and pouring ale for them. Welcome, welcome, friend. What'll you have? You've got
Give
ale.
me the strongest thing you've got.
An adventurous one, I see. And he turns around and pulls a bottle from underneath the table and pours it into a cup. See what you make of that. Throws the glass over to you. That'll be 2 silver.
Thanks, and keep them coming.
Call that low-leaf whiskey. From the Low-Leaf Pub. You see a sign over top that says Low-Leaf Pub. And you drink it. It tastes like leaves. You would know. But it burns on the way down. It is very strong. Tastes like sort of fresh oak leaves.
I am a big fan of this, my friend.
Ah, fantastic. Do you want a bottle?
Absolutely.
It's a select batch, my friend. 1 bottle is 1 gold.
How many bottles you got?
I think I have... He turns around. 5 left.
I'll take 2.
Okay. 2 bottles of Low Leaf. Slams them on the table. Be careful with that stuff.
Oh, I will.
Pay him 2 gold. Thank you. Goes back to serving other patrons. During that time, Nerida comes over here. There's a carpet on the ground in front of a cart with blue fabric, like blue canvas, over the top of the cart covering it. And sitting on the ground in front of it is a very old woman. You can't tell exactly how tall she is, but she seems a bit small, even for an older woman. Her skin is heavily wrinkled with age. Her fingernails are a bit long, and she holds in one hand a scroll, a piece of parchment around a brass rod, and she says, Ogmanos, Ogmanos. Do you want to know? Do you want knowledge?
Do I recognize the words she was saying at first?
Roll religion.
Okay. 12. I don't remember what my... That'll be 11.
11. You've heard this name, like Ogma or Ochma. It's a major deity. You can't really remember too much else about it. Something to do with bards, something to do with knowledge, maybe. It's a
Can
little
I help
unclear.
Jog remember?
I overheard as well, and I'd like to assist too.
Okay. Who's gonna assist,
I've got-
Alik or Thia?
I've got knowledge, religion, +3 total bonus. You're probably better.
Pretty
off
sure
if you
Thia is
have
better
proficiency
with on
because you're-
intelligence alone.
+7 bonus on religion.
There we
You go ahead
it
and
is.
take that roll. I'll just nod when you get it right. But yeah, that was it. I was gonna say
Okay,
that.
well, let's see.
20. Ogma, or Ochma, also known as the Lord of Knowledge, was the neutral greater power of bards, inspiration, invention, and knowledge. Ochma was the leader of the deities of knowledge and invention, and his home plane is the House of Knowledge. His symbol is the blank scroll. She says, Ochma knows.
Can I
Denyer tells me.
turn to Thea and say, do you have a sense of what it is she's offering?
I tell
Well,
you,
she's-
knowledge for coin. Knowledge.
Oh, is it like,
I think
like
she's
fortune
a fortune
telling?
teller.
What do you want to know? Ochma knows it.
Okay, I walk up to her.
Hello.
What is your price?
5 silver. Very low. For basic knowledge. More hard knowledge. Deep knowledge. 2 gold.
I hand her 3 gold.
Ochma will read. Ochma. She unravels the scroll and sets it down on the ground and places her hand on the end of it to hold it down and just goes into a trance. You see nothing at all on the scroll. It is totally blank. What do you want to know?
Can I ask her
Tell
about
me of
those
the journey that
giants?
awaits us.
Ochma, tell me what journey awaits them. I see in the north. Deep caves. Large men. Fierce men. She looks back
You
up
say
at
you
you.
see this in the north?
Far to the north. Deep caves. Beneath the earth.
Do these men live now?
Yes. Yes.
I glance at Nerida, imploring her to ask a question.
Do I get like a sense that as a fortune-telling god worshipper that my god would be annoyed with me for seeking advice from another god? I feel like Umberly might not be like the super jealous weirdo type, but I just want to see if I have a sense of that.
Go ahead and roll wisdom.
Plus either 5 or 7, depending on what you...
What are we rolling this?
I'm rolling my own thing
Okay.
for how Alik's going about this. Okay.
You get the sense that Umberly doesn't want you to worship anyone else necessarily, unless they're aligned with her or under her command. But this is not any kind of worship. You're perfectly allowed to get advice from other deities, especially indirectly.
Do these men... Are they friend or foe? Do they mean us harm?
She places her hand back in the scroll. I see battles. I see blood.
Do you see us involved in this battle, or is it a battle that they're involved in?
Small figures. Maybe you, maybe others. Unclear.
I am gonna move up and place a gold on the table and ask her, do you know the name of this country, these northern mountains?
Okay, there's no table. There's just she has a small pouch that she puts the gold in as you hand
Okay,
it
I
to
just
her.
toss her a gold.
Whip it at her face.
You toss her a gold, and surprisingly, she catches it.
Tell me, Anthony.
She puts it far to the north. East of Emu. North of Emu. Many places.
So as an aside, where did I come from? That would be like about where I came.
We can maybe talk about that later. So you're from the north, right?
Yeah, the north, like the mountains.
Yeah.
from
So
here.
the only connection you make in the moment is that there have been a lot more problems with giants and trolls recently in your mountain homes. They haven't been there's no like war or anything as far as you know, but there's been more encroachment than usual.
Right, but she said something about small people, which, you know, super raises.
She was sort of talking about you. She's like smaller figures.
Oh, okay.
Can't see if it's you or not.
In battle with these giants.
So she doesn't have like a name for this place or any.
Caverns. The name I can't read.
Do you see any dwarfs?
Smaller figures. Unclear. Maybe dwarves, maybe men, maybe elves. Large, angry
Thank
men.
Ogma for his service to Helm. And I walk away.
Ogma knows.
I'll follow. Thank you.
Yes.
What's
I
up
nod at her and then walk away.
with this stuff over here?
Which one of these people
so-
is Percy?
Percy is this guy on the right. Well, my devilishly dark, handsome friend. How are you?
Doing just fine, Percy. How's the festival faring for you?
Oh, just fantastic. As you can see, we're quite busy. Some
I
of the
see that.
normal stuff for you.
Absolutely. You know what I like.
Yes, of course. Pours that hard spirit for you. Any food to go with that?
Sure. What, you got any specials today?
Thurmond, what do we have? There's a boar, apple, leek special. And we got the mushroom soup, as always. You know?
I'll do the boar, apple, and leek special. That sounds good.
Right, one coming up. So, on the house today for our heroes.
Much appreciated.
Twists his mustache a bit. Word has gotten around that you're staying with me, too. It's been fantastic. Glad I housed you. You've been gracious guests at the Pale Glow. We appreciate your patronage.
Well, I appreciate your drinks.
As ever, he pours you another one. Enjoy the festival. I believe there's some kind of coronation for you at some point.
Great. I'm gonna roll my eyes.
Not used to the spotlight, eh?
No.
Well, it'll
I'm
be
much
over
happier
quickly
in the
enough.
corners. Yes.
This guy's still yelling, "Return to Mielikki! She can save us! She needs us!" Over here, Nerida, this is where... So there's a dummy in the center that is, like, utterly smashed when
yeah.
Alik crushed the thing. And then there are also, like, some civvies who are just putting on armor, taking off armor, taking a couple swings. There are some guards over here. And actually, you see... Laura Greensley here as well, sort of watching over everything. There are some guards sort of giving people tips on like how to move and how to hold their swords and how to wear the armor. Here is Mersha's stand. She's got a bunch of intricately carved wooden statues for sale. Kids are running around buying charms. Some people are coming in, commissioning tables and things to be made, and she's writing bills for them.
What about these tents?
Over here, there are numerous tents set up with like large pelts on the ground, and you see rangers of all sorts congregating around them. They have bundles of leather and like boar skulls and warg skulls and stuff like that. Large teeth, like charm necklaces that they're selling. Things you would expect to buy from a ranger, like also jars of dried herbs and leaves and things like that. It's true, you didn't roll insight in the fortune teller. You didn't insight literally everyone you met today.
I know.
So
what
grave
happened? We must be off our
injustice.
guard.
Do I see anything like really pretty that they're selling, like jewelry wise?
That they're selling jewelry wise?
Yeah.
Their rangers, it's all pretty rough. It's like bone necklaces,
Yeah.
like bone charm bracelets and things like that they've clearly made themselves from leather. After the fact.
So children's crafts.
I'm gonna go back and
And
Does
just
anyone
stare
have
at her for a
feathers?
minute.
stare at her. Otanos, dwarf. Very important. Very important. Ogma sees you. And you think she's channeling her god. She's looking at the scroll. She like rolls it back out as you come back. She puts it away every time someone leaves.
Oh, when I do, I'm gonna go back to her to look at her, but
Okay.
I do want to ask her a question. I'll type you because it's not really secret. But
About what?
I'll type you the question.
Okay.
Does anyone have feathers? No?
Oh, at the Rangers?
Yeah.
There are some like feather necklace charms and stuff like that. There aren't just feathers.
Okay.
There's
I'll
like
look at one of
eagle
the-
feathers
Yeah, one of
and
the
raven
necklace charms.
feathers. Yeah. Okay. So that's more this person over here. These guys have mostly like leathers and like camping gear and stuff like that for cities who want to go camping out in the woods. But she tends to have more baubles. Yeah, there are a couple necklaces with like hawk feathers and raven feathers on them. They're just sort of like laid on the ground.
Yeah.
See anything you like?
How much for a hawk feather charm?
Those are 5 silver.
Okay. Well, I'll take one.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You don't see anything else catches your eye?
I think that'll be all. Was this found out in the woods here?
Yes, of course.
Well, beautiful work. Good luck.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. So you have a
Wander on.
hawk feather neck charm.
What is this?
Over here, there are many townsfolk gathered on either side of this range. On this side of the range, there is a stack. There are 2 stacks of 5 tree-sized logs. And,
Is it caber toss?
and in front of them are 2 men. One is a bit taller and very lean, and one is slightly shorter but really robust, even though he may have a bit more fat on him. And they're like rolling up their sleeves and like getting ready to do something, and everyone is watching carefully. And if you continue to watch,
Sure. Unless someone else is doing something, I don't know.
this guy here goes, "Go!" And they both grab one of the logs and hoist it onto their shoulders and start charging down the fields here. When they reach the far end, on the other side of these barrels, there's someone else keeping watch over here. They throw the log off and run back and grab the next one. They continue this for 2 to 3 minutes it takes, and by the 4th log, they're just exhausted. They're like barely carrying it back. And at the 5th log, it's neck and neck. They're both like, they look like their shoulders hurt and they're sort of crumpling under the weight. but they're running as fast as they can, and they throw the logs over the side, and the shorter, more stout guy throws it just half a second before the other guy. Yeah! The guy's like, oh, and someone gives him a flagon of ale, and he just guzzles it. It's like spilling out the sides of his mouth. Oh! And some people come out and start moving the logs back.
Well, Nerida thinks about what she's going to do. I'm going to approach this crazy guy talking about Mielikki. Now that I'm a little buzzed.
Ah, you. She's spoken to you, hasn't she?
Yes, Mielikki speaks to me often.
I know she speaks to me as well. I know of you. You purified the woods.
I wasn't the only one, but yes.
Look, not many worship anymore. The gods, they become restless. They lose favor with mortals. It weakens them. If they become restless, they'll become desperate. And that can't be good for any of us. We must bring the people back to Mielikki. Her power depends on it. Our lives depend on it.
Well, she did show my companions and myself the source of the corruption, as well as assisting us in its cleansing.
Yes, the forest is purified, but no one recognizes it here. No one believes, only a few. Oh, what can we do? I've tried. I am out every day. Try to bring people back. Most have forgotten.
Well, I can bring it up during the ceremony. This, whatever, coronation.
Oh,
but
yes. Oh. Hopefully that will bring more people into the shrine.
a few heroes talking about Mielikki is probably better than one. You know, no offense, but you're a little bit of a creeper there, my friend.
You look down, he doesn't have any shoes on. His feet are brown with dirt, and every once in a while his toes dig into the dirt, which seems to calm him as he does it. And yes, I suppose I look a bit strange to these people. These are the old ways. Not many remember.
Believe me, I'm much more comfortable outside of civilization, one with nature and communing with Mielikki, but seems one thing I have learned is appearance can go a long way with people.
Perhaps you're right. I should take some time to clean up, I suppose. There's hardly any time in my day. I spend most of it in prayer, and much of it proselytizing.
A bath would do you some good.
Yes, I do not notice, I suppose. Anyway, please do all you can to tell people they must come back. They must return to the old ways.
I'll do what I can.
Yes, and I will as well. May Mielikki be with you.
You too.
Start shouting, Mielikki needs us as we need her. Is anyone interested in this log thing, or we can just move on from there?
We can move on.
Okay. Lazy. So let's change the music. don't really have much else.
I'd like to perform with the others if we get a chance, and I would like to do the archery contest.
Okay, so coming back to the stage, the archery contest is much later in the day. It's like towards the evening. Coming back to the stage, you actually see a large assembly of people, men and women, elves. There's even a dwarf or two in there assembling on the stage. And an announcer comes out to the front. This woman dressed in gold. And she says, "People of Moontip, we bring to you People of Moontip, we bring to you the Bouncing Hares Dance Troupe." And everyone claps. Yay! On stage, there are a bunch of people, like I said. They're all dressed in what looks kind of like rabbit fur. It's sort of painted white with brown spots, or brown with white spots, or gray. And they're all standing in 2 rows, one in front of the other. There are about 8 of them. There are 8 of them total. And in the front, some music starts, and they squat. They slump down onto the ground, and they look like rabbits from the front. You can see now that they have long ears atop their heads. And the ones behind them leap, and they're a good 5 feet behind when they start their jump, and they leap out in front of them and land gracefully in front. And twirl, they do one turn, and slam down onto the ground and look like rabbits. As they do, the ones in the back leap backwards all the way to the back of the stage and twirl and slam down onto the ground until you just see 8 rabbits effectively at this point. Everyone's cheering, yay! The ones in front, the one right in the middle, like, springs up from the ground, not onto her feet or anything, just whoop, springs up a good 5 feet in the air, right over the person to her left, who then immediately springs up and makes it all the way past the person on the far right of the stage, who does like a bounding hop and then springs over the 2 to the left. And before you know it, there's just this like almost impossible to follow commotion of people who are down on their hands and knees like rabbits, bounding up over each other. Some of them bounce straight up, some of them bounce up, like unveil and twirl, and then land back down in their position, and they all jump and spin and twirl. Eventually, one jumps to their feet and stands, and another one jumps into them, and they catapult her into the air. She must be at least 10 feet in the air, 10, 12 feet in the air. And she twirls in the air gracefully and falls, and as she falls, her feet hit the ground. You barely notice it. She slumps all the way back down into her rabbit position. People are cheering, "Oh my god, yay!" This performance goes on for 10 minutes as they jump and dance and twirl and bounce off of each other. And then at some point they go down, and you see a bunch of children behind them. And the children hop up onto their backs and hop towards each other and bounce off of each other and land back on the backs where they were originally. And the parents jump up, or not the parents, the adults jump up and start like twirling the other ones around and throwing them to each other, and then they all slam back down right at the end of the song, right as the song culminates in a loud boom. And everyone claps, yay! And they all jump off the stage like they were actual rabbits. And the woman comes back up on stage. "The Bouncing Hares, everyone. Let's give them a round of applause." Local dance troupe here in Moontip. Fantastic.
Yay, bravo. Great description, Aiden. Woohoo!
And now, the main event. Bella and Sarave. And Sarave and Bella appear on stage. Sarave with
I
his
wave
lute.
at them. I try to get their attention.
There-
Let me play with you guys, come on.
There are a bunch of loggers in the audience. They wave back at you, Cora. They're like, "Hey." They're like, Bella motions to you like, 1 second. We'll get to you. They start their normal set. You know, they play a couple of folk songs. Some you recognize, some you don't. They play the song about Velen Losarius, and everyone cheers along. And then afterwards, Bella motions to you, and I'm assuming Alik is there too? And is Lost over
Alik?
there?
I don't know if they want
No,
to perform in with me.
I'm intentionally standing
Far
over
away.
near the bars again.
Okay.
Lost is not drunk enough to perform yet.
Alik doesn't care that much about dance.
It's not a dance. Bella and Saravi are calling you up to
Play
play.
music.
Oh, okay, then yeah. They were dancing, so...
Yeah, there was a dance.
But yeah, he'll come over.
Okay, you get up on stage, and they start playing... They start with playing a familiar tune. You recognize it right away. Merida, I don't think, has an instrument, so she's in the audience.
What a loser.
Alik pulls out his didgeridoo, and Cora pulls out her lute and starts playing along and singing.
Not my best performance.
Not your best performance. You did a pretty good one. Oh, Alik, meanwhile, his didgeridoo is absolutely on
good.
point. It's like... It's like things that are impossible to do with the didgeridoo he's somehow managing. And this roar, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Under the Sea!" Everyone seems to know about it now. After that, they start playing another song that you guys don't quite recognize. So just roll to perform and play along with them.
The next thing, roll the d4.
Yeah, that's not gonna help.
That's not good.
Okay.
Alec's fallen off a little bit with his didgeridoo, but he's still, like, he can't quite get the melody, but you've got, like, the beat at least, so you're kind of, like, providing a little background beat. Oh, -1 so far. You're pretty sloppy, but it's okay. Cora, meanwhile, has, like, blended right into their performance and is doing fantastically. And Bella starts singing about the heroes of the Hollowood, and she's singing about Velen and everything, and then she mentions Tevin, and she starts singing about the heroes Harbiker told Mielikki, and Cora, and Nerida, and Thia, and Thaddeus, and Lost. And she's singing about how they braved the dangers of the Hollowood, and killed the horrible hag, and relieved the corruption that spread across our land. And everyone is cheering. And when they're done, the mayor comes out on stage. Yes, very good, you two! And all of you as well. Good job, Cora and Harbiker told Mielikki. Fantastic song. I would like to announce these fine folk here. Can we get your whole band up here? Where is everyone? You have a tiefling, yes? There's an elf.
He doesn't like to be seen in public, and she is shy. I'm not
Assuming
sure if they
Nerida's
would
going up as well.
appreciate their joining
No
us.
nonsense! You're heroes. You're the reason we're having this festival. Come on up here. Once everyone's on stage,
I'm deliberately standing behind everyone.
you can try to stay in the back. Citizens of Moontip, these heroes have destroyed the evil which plagued the Hollowood that we all live in and near and depend upon. They are the heroes of Moontip from this day forth. Now, the last month has been a difficult time for our town. We'll never forget the men and women we lost to the savage attacks by ghouls and the undead. Truly a terrible evil had befallen us. In times of great evil, there sometimes emerge people of great resolve, bravery, and kindness. The first that I would like to recognize is a woman of great determination, steadfastness of character, and whom care for the safety and citizens of Moontip is unparalleled. Our own Laura Greensley! And Laura comes out on stage. Everyone's like, yeah, Laura! She has done fantastic work for Moontip during this crisis. Under her command, the Night Watch was able to prevent the evil which grew in the Hollowood from entering our homes and overtaking our town. Thank you, Laura! He like kind of pokes at her with his cane. Like, yeah! Next, we have this kind group of travelers. Though they were not part of our community, they put their lives at risk, faced extreme danger, and overcame immense odds to not only rid the Hollowood of the foul creature spreading the corruption, but cleanse the forest of its heinous corruption entirely. For that, we will forever be grateful. In remembrance of your deeds, we have created a carved placard, which will be displayed forever within our town hall. And Mersha comes up on stage holding this large wooden placard. She can barely carry it. The placard is an oval-shaped wooden carving. At the center is a giant tree with sprawling branches. At either side are images of everyone in the party, including Tevin and Thaddeus, with weapons drawn, casting spells, stabs at the ready. At the bottom is today's date, and an inscription that reads, Heroes of Moontip, followed by a list of your names. On behalf of the people of Moontip, thank you for your protection, your care, and your service to our town. And everyone applauds. He goes around shaking your hands. Alright. There's the day's getting old. There's still the archery competition. There's still a couple more log races, I believe, but that's it for me. That's it for these fine folk here. And just want everyone to know that we owe our lives to these people, most likely. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for honoring us in such a beautiful way.
No, of course, anything.
Yes,
Anything
we
I can
praise
do.
Helm for his guidance in bringing us here to protect your village.
And Mielikki for blessing us on our journey.
Yes.
And Helm for seeing fit to bring Mielikki into.
Well, once again, thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around. Hopefully you stick around for at least a couple of days, but you're always welcome in Moontip, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And he marches off the stage, and everyone's clapping. Woo! Yeah!
Well, I think it might be time for some drinks.
I heartily agree.
Time for more drinks.
I have
Time
an
for
archery
Cora, though.
competition
She's
coming
gotta
up.
go archer.
Yeah.
This man comes up and ushers you off stage. Says, well, the pie eating competition is soon, so we need the stage here.
Wait, can I do the pie eating gun?
Of course you can. Oh, yeah, you'd like to enter?
Yeah, I got Constitution.
All right, 2 gold entry fee.
Heck yeah.
It's the most pies in 10 minutes. If you vomit, or lose your lunch, that will remove 1 pie from the tally. So please try to keep vomiting to a minimum. Usually pretty good about it. So everyone goes to get drinks. By the time they come back, they see Alik on stage, and people have brought a bunch of tables up on stage, and there are 40, 50 pies on stage. There are 5 contestants total. One of them is just a hulk of a man, quite large, There's one extremely skinny woman with blonde hair. There's one gnome, male gnome, with a big grin on his face who looks just happy to be there, pretty much. And then there's another male dwarf, like you, with a long red beard, slick back red hair, who is wearing like a dirty shirt. Alright, so the rule is eat as many pies as you can. We're going to time you 10 minutes. They have a like large hourglass. And you're all seated at tables. Ready? Begin! And he flips the hourglass. Everyone comes back and is watching this pie eating competition. The pies are not... They're not like whipped cream. The pies are like dense mushroom, like chicken, boar. They're very hearty pies, and it's very hard. They're not huge though. They're maybe like 6-7 inches in diameter.
Yeah, but it's nothing on a hamstring.
Well, we haven't eaten anything today.
You had breakfast. Alright, go ahead and roll a con save to not vomit the pie.
Yum. Oh, God.
Oh no!
You eat this pie, and the first bite you take, like, is that tomato? And then you remember yesterday. You immediately throw up the pie. It immediately reminds you of the rotten tomato you ate yesterday.
Oh, God.
That's a -1 for the dwarf. Let's see. Other people are doing okay. Oh, other people are doing really well. They've all finished their first pie. Alright, roll again.
No more ones. Alright, that's 9.
Okay. In this, I want to say next 2 minutes, we'll break it up into 2-minute segments in which you try to eat a pie. What's that total? 9?
9.
You get about halfway done with it.
Okay.
Roll
another
again for the next one.
one? Oh my God.
You're just having a lot of trouble.
Yep, that's a 5.
You nearly finished that one. Again.
That's 11.
Okay, 11, you finished that first pie, and you get about halfway through the next one.
And then 17 plus 3.
Scarf down the last one. So you've got 2 total.
Minus 1. So 1.
So you've 1.
I didn't
You
win.
didn't win. The gnome actually won with 4 whole pies consumed. He was just a beast. He was like... Everyone else did pretty okay. I think you came in dead last after all of that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think the skinny woman got 2 down.
Helm does not appreciate you gobbling your food.
Winner!
Helm does not enjoy gluttony. Alright, go do some archery, because I can't roll.
Want to do the archery
When it
competition?
counts.
So the archery competition is over here. You don't have to climb. You just are stationed at the top of the tower. And there are no more boar. They've been replaced by 3 normal archery targets. And they're 120 feet away. They're very far. And again, you have to use the short bows they provided. Surprisingly, like, you're going to... You're already registered, but you go head over to the competition and Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, T Luna and Mitunia are there. Like, hey, Cora! Hey, cool! You know this guy, right? And Tevin is there. Aye. Heard you're pretty good at this.
Yeah, well, I guess you're pretty good too, having seen you in action once or twice.
I've killed a boar or two in the past, you might say. There's a third one there. There are only 3 contestants. They've sort of, like, been weeding people out by just playing the game throughout the day. And the last one is this male half-elf, 5'9", with shoulder-length black hair, green eyes, very trim. And he's standing with... You recognize them from over here. Whoa. He's standing next to... this really, really tall female dwarf. She's almost 5 foot tall, with long brunette hair tied into braids and wound together. She's got brown eyes and like a very robust build. And the half-elf comes over to you and shakes your hand. Good luck. He goes over to Tevin. Good luck,
Thank you,
Tevin.
you as well.
That's Ivor. Another ranger of these parts. Is deadly accurate with a bow. Should be good competition. You all line up behind your towers. Well, you go to the top of your towers and sit with your apportioned bows. You have 5 arrows again. And it's just best of 5 shots on the target. Your goal is to hit the center, or as close to the center as you can. There are 3 rings. There's an outer ring, an inner ring, and then a bullseye. So I suppose 2 rings and a bullseye. And
Do you want me to use that first roll?
yeah, what was it, 18 total? Okay, so you're sort of like the person who's marshaling the game, sort of like says fire, or not fire, but loose, for each arrow after he's seen that you've all drawn. So, loose. On the first, you hit the inner ring. Oh, you have to roll at disadvantage, right? Because it's a short bow. So roll again.
I think it was because it was distance, but yeah. So that would be 13.
13. You hit that outer ring. The half-elf hits the inner ring. So let me explain the points. The outer is 1, the inner is 3, and the bullseye is 6 points. Yeah, everyone is rolling at disadvantage. The elf hits the inner ring. Tevin hits the inner ring as well. $15?
Yeah, 15.
Loose! You hit the inner ring. Ivoire hits the bullseye.
Ugh.
Tevin hits the outer ring. Loose!
10.
10. You
Doesn't
hit the
matter.
outer ring. Ivoire misses the target entirely. And so does Tevin.
Yeah. I
Loose!
still have to make up that 6 points, and this is my 4th one. Come on, one bullseye here, please. 10 again.
You hit the outer ring. Ivoire hits the bullseye. And Tevin hits the inner ring. And finally, loose!
Oh, I didn't win.
I think not.
12.
Ivoire hits the inner. 12 hits the outer. You're consistent.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 14.
Tevin hits his first bullseye. Alright, we'll tally the results.
But I hit a 14, sorry, in that last one.
Yeah, that's the outer ring.
Still the outer ring, not the inner ring, okay. Womp womp. I did 3rd.
Yeah, you did.
Aw.
Sorry.
It's disappointing.
Rough
That's
rolls.
okay.
In 3rd place, Cora with 7 points.
Woo!
Well done, Cora. That target is not easy to hit at all. From experience. In 2nd place, Tevin with 13 points. Well done, Tevin. In 1st place, Ivoire with 18 points and a staggering 2 bullseyes.
I don't cheer.
Wow. It was a good competition. Difficult, for sure. But both performed admirably. They hand him a big sack of coin. Oh, thank you. He hands it over to the dwarf. Well, you earned it, Evil. It's very good. Hope to be as good as you one day. Tevin, you know you're at least as good as me. It's no accounting for things sometimes.
I may not be able to do it here on the archery field, but in the wilds where it counts, I know I can meet my target 10 times out of 10. Can you say the same?
Certainly kept us safe during our mission in the Hollowood.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All while Tevin was trying to defend some dry.
Aye, now. I was charmed. Anyway, you've got nothing to prove, Cora. The celebration is in your honor. Yes, I've heard of everything you've done for us. Very grateful.
Indeed. You are quite good with the bow yourself. It
So
would be
we're only able to clean up the
worthwhile
mess
if you wanna
afterwards.
come.
Few feral ghouls were left in the forest after you left. My compatriot and I
Oh yes.
handled a few of them, including some undead. Zombies and skeletons.
There was ground. A killing zone, I believe is what we called it.
Oh, you found it. We didn't bother cleaning up after ourselves. Sorry to say.
No need, we were just worried that something bad might have happened. Good
No.
to hear that you have handled the remains.
We were able to take care of it. Not easy. Certainly nothing like what you've done. So, for that, I thank you. He gives
Wow,
you,
so
you
clean.
know what? And he turns back to the dwarf and reaches into the pouch and holds out 50 gold for you. You certainly
thank
deserve
you.
this more than we do.
I appreciate it, but it's not needed here. You take it and use it to help the town.
Oh. As heroic as ever. Tevin just laughs. Ah, ha, ha. I turned down money. Alright. I'll take it, Ivoire. It's like, I'll see you out in the wilds, Tevin. Oh, fine. And I think that's where we'll end it for today.
Yeah.
We're running
Happy
real
rolls
late.
throughout.
Aw.
Sorry.
With a lot of anti-climax.
Although that mud
Alik-
puddle, you almost bested it. You were
Alik
doing
almost
so
made it.
well.
Close.
Yeah, you almost made it.
I made that nearly impossible to
How much gold would it
accomplish.
have been?
What would have that been?
I over 100. I'd have to roll for it, but like guaranteed 100.
Damn,
Well,
that's
for the
so
rest
cool.
of the night, we party it up,
Drink.
free drinks, and
and
eat all the
merriment.
free food.
Everything is great. Everyone is happy. And you retire to the Pale Glow Inn, tired, bellies
Wink at
full.
Percy a couple times.
I want an insight check on all the people offering us free drink.
They're all totally above
Any-
board.
Anybody who gives me a drink, I want to insight check them first. As the night goes on, it gets worse and worse. But I swear, they're all good people.
They might just be trying
The
to
ghouls come out at
distract
night, after all, yeah. And impersonate people, as we know. Yeah, so we'll conclude there. Thank you to the, I think, 2 people who watched. And we'll be on again next week. Same time, Sunday, 4 p.m. with session 12. So,
Woo!
bye.
us. Bye.
Bye, everybody.